After every team in the TSL had the last 24 hours to rest up due to inclement weather across Virginia and North Carolina, the Edenton Steamers and Old Dominion hitters get set to do battle here in Edenton, North Carolina, as we move closer and closer to the Tidewater Summer League postseason with just 9 games, including this game here today, remaining in the TSL schedule for the Edenton Steamers. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and baseball fans alike. My name is Patrick Foster. Welcome back to Historic Hicks Field for yet another edition of Edenton Steamers baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Tonight, the Edenton Steamers look to pick up their 16th TSL win of the summer after winning their 3rd straight league contest with a 16-run win victory over the visiting Old Dominion hitters 2 nights ago here at Historic Hicks Field in a 23-7 finish. The win was Edenton's 4th consecutive victory over the hitters and 5th of the season series. It was also the Clams' 2nd straight victory by 14 or more runs over Old Dominion, the 3rd time in the summer the Steamers' offense cracked 20 runs and 6th double-digit win of 2020. The Steamers retake their home field tonight, trying to push their current win streak to an even 4 games and increase their lead over the hitters in the top spot in the TSL to an odd 7 games with what would be their 6th victory over Old Dominion in 2020. As for the hitters, they come into Historic Hicks in desperate pursuit of a win, similar to their last contest here. Now, 4 consecutive losses for the hitters, 3 of which came by 13 or more runs after starting their season 8-6, so now an 8-10 record for the hitters. The hitters are still sitting in 2nd place, but a win tonight would close the gap between them and the Steamers to just 5 games, while bringing them just 1 win away from a 500 record in the Tidewater Summer League. Old Dominion also comes in looking to redeem themselves after suffering their 4th straight loss to the Steamers in the current season series, and a rather embarrassing loss in the 23-7 finish on Wednesday. The Clams look to continue their winning ways while Old Dominion seeks their 9th win of 2020 tonight. But with some time remaining before tonight's first pitch, let's take a deeper look at Edenton's last game and last competition between the Steamers and hitters, a 23-7 win for the hometown Clams on Wednesday, July 22nd. A 23-7 victory for the Edenton Steamers in the contest. They got the ball rolling early in the first inning. The hometown Clams wasted no time offensively, bringing 2 runs across in that first frame, 4 runs in the bottom of the second, and 3 in the bottom of the third, all while holding Old Dominion scoreless to jump out to a 9-0 lead early on. Houston Wright and Alan Alonso hit back-to-back homers in the bottom of the second as Wright pushed his total to 12 on the season, while Alan Alonso picked up his 7th of 2020. Old Dominion brought in their first 2 runs of the contest in the top of the 4th and another 2 in the top of the 6th to make it a 9-4 contest. Edenton responded assertively, scoring 12 runs in the bottom of the 6th to bring it to a 21-4 contest. The Steamers picked up 10 hits as Shane Easter, Brody Rubenstein, Jared Kaufman, Tyler McPeak, Case Kermode, and Houston Wright all earned RBIs, with Wright notching his 2nd home run of the contest and 13th of the year to his belt with a 3-run blast in his 2nd plate appearance in the frame. The hitters added 1 to their total in the top of the 7th via bases-loaded walk from Clams relief pitcher Ray Stoken to bring the score to 21-5. Edenton re-extended their lead to 18 in the bottom half of the frame, thanks to a 2-run home run from Alan Alonso for his 2nd of the game and 8th of 2020. Old Dominion brought in their 6th and 7th runs of the contest in the top of the 9th on a 2-run shot from catcher Sebastian Silva, his 1st of the season. That would be all the offense Old Dominion could muster in the inning as the Steamers came away with a 23-7 win. Clam starter Jake Rice, boy did he perform, earned his 2nd win of the summer after 5 innings. He did surrender 2 runs, 1 of them earned on 2 hits, 1 walk, but 12 strikeouts in 5 innings. For the grad student heading to Kennesaw State, hitter starter Ben Capehart took his first loss of the summer after giving up 6 earned runs in 2 innings on 5 hits with 3 walks and 5 punch-outs. Edenton saw 5 pitchers take the bump in relief, including Ryan Kutz, Kyle Reynolds, Ray Stokem, Houston Wright, and Shane Easter. All 6 Edenton arms combined for 6 walks and 19 strikeouts, while 6 hitter pitchers accumulated 14 strikeouts and 10 walks. Edenton out-hit Old Dominion 17-8 while both teams finished with 2 errors in the field. Houston Wright, Alan Alonso, and Tyler McPeak all finished with 3 hits in the contest. In fact, Tyler McPeak's first 3-hit game in TSL play in 2020. Alonso and Wright each picked up 2 homers in the contest. For Houston Wright, he moves up to 13 on the season, while Alan Alonso moves up to 8. The 23-7 victory was the 6th double-digit victory of the 2020 season for the Steamers. 5th win for Old Dominion, or over Old Dominion for the Steamers, and 2nd consecutive win over Old Dominion by 14 or more runs. Starting lineups, or starting positions being announced for the Steamers' defensive alignment, with still a few minutes left to go. We seem to still be struggling with our Wi-Fi connection. Unfortunately, I cannot read any comments in the chat on our live stream, so I apologize if you guys are having any buffering issues, but we should be up and running as of right now. Once again, the Steamers looking for the 4th straight victory in tonight's contest as they picked up their 3rd consecutive TSL win against Old Dominion back on Wednesday. The Greenbrier Knights and Tidewater Drillers had their game rained out up in Virginia at Lakewood Park. The league with a league-wide rain out yesterday. The starter on the mound today for your Edenton Steamers, the Gamecock from the University of South Carolina, Josiah Seitler, making his 4th start of the year and 5th appearance in a TSL contest. 14 2/3 innings under his belt thus far in 2020, a 1-1 win-loss record. 5 earned runs to his credit, 8 runs total on 13 hits, 7 walks, 23 strikeouts, and no hit batters. The 6'5", 235-pound left-hander out of Gaston, South Carolina, made his last appearance against Greenbrier in a start on the 16th of July. Threw for just 3 2/3 of an inning. Picked up his first loss of the season after allowing 3 earned runs to score 6 total on 7 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Zach Morris, the leadoff hitter for Old Dominion, making his first plate appearance tonight against Josiah Seitler as he takes the first pitch low out of the zone for ball 1. The lineup for the Old Dominion hitters tonight: Zach Morris, the shortstop out of VMI, leading off. Andrew Ott, the second baseman out of Walter State Community College, batting second. Alberto Osuna Sanchez, the designated hitter, also out of Walter State Community College, batting third as Morris swings at the second pitch. In fact, the count now 0-2. First pitch was called strike 1, despite Tyler McPeak losing it behind the plate. First ball thrown, a fastball from Seitler, way above the zone. Count moves to 1-2. Hunter Cole, the first baseman and freshman out of Virginia Military Institute, batting cleanup in the lineup for Old Dominion. Zach Wojnarowski out of Thomas Nelson Community College in the 5-hole as the 1-2 is swung on and grounded to Copeland at third. Mishandles it, makes the throw over, but it's too late. An error right out of the gates for the Steamers defense. Aaron Copeland, who's typically quite a hard man to get any ground ball past over there at the hot corner at third. Picks up the error on the play. Sebastian Silva starting in right field tonight. An incoming freshman at VMI batting 6th. JT Inskeep, the catcher, batting 7th. Alex Gulisano in left field batting 8th. And Seth Branson making his 2nd consecutive start against the Steamers, batting 9th. Andrew Ott digging in. Takes the first pitch for a ball with a runner on first and none away for Old Dominion here in the top of the first frame. Morris on his way down to second. Ott slaps the 1-0 into left field and it gets down in fair territory. The left fielder Adam Fine tracking this one down all the way in the corner. Makes the throw in, but both runners advance into scoring position as Ott picks up the first hit for Old Dominion tonight, a double that moves Zach Morris all the way down to third base on the hit and run. And that brings up the heavy bat of Alberto Osuna Sanchez with 2 on and none out. Sanchez with 7 home runs, now sitting in third in the TSL home run leaders. First pitch to Sanchez swung on and popped in the air down the first baseline and out of play. The defense for the Steamers tonight: Josiah Seitler, the Gamecock out of University of South Carolina, on the mound. Tyler McPeak, the Campbell Fighting Camel, starting behind the plate. Alan Alonzo at first base out of the University of Mount Olive. Tyler Myers getting the start at second base out of Presbyterian College as Osuna Sanchez calls time at the plate. Jared Kaufman out of Eastern Michigan starting at shortstop. Aaron Copeland, the Pioneer out of Spartanburg Methodist, starting at third. 0-1 the count to Osuna Sanchez to start the third at-bat of the first inning. Grounds the second pitch, foul down the third baseline. Outfield left to right, Adam Fine out of St. Joseph's University, heading into his sophomore year in left. Brody Rubenstein out of Monterey College and center. And Jackson Hipp, the Ivy Leaguer out of Brown, starting in right. 0-2 the count to Alberto Osuna Sanchez. Pitch on its way, swung at high and outside as he goes down on strikes for the first out here in the road half of the first. 1 out away, and that brings up Hunter Cole in the cleanup spot with 2 runners in scoring position and now 1 away for Old Dominion in the top of the first. First pitch to Cole in the at-bat. Nice breaking pitch there from Seitler, a slider that finds the inside half of the strike zone. 0-1 the count. Cole with a .346 batting average. Went 2 for 5 against Edenton back on the 22nd. Another slider from Seitler that started outside and ended even further outside in the right-handed hitter's box to the left-handed swinging Hunter Cole. Count even at 1-1. The 1-1 to Cole. Fastball outside and perhaps a bit low as well, taken for ball 2. Count moves to 2-1. Hunter Cole, a player on the Old Dominion hitters that has seemed to make quite a few friends with players on the Steamers roster. After every game, he's seen chatting it up. Swings at the 2-1, fouls it off over the Steamers dugout and out of play down the third base line. Cole was actually hanging out in the Steamers dugout pregame tonight, talking with myself, Houston Wright, and one of our pitchers, Kyle Reynolds. Seidler looking for the second out of the inning with 2 on, both in scoring position after the Andrew Ott double. The 2-2 swung on, grounded up the middle. Tyler Myers racing towards the middle of the infield, dives, makes the stop. But a tough play leaves Myers with nowhere to go with the throw as Cole reaches first base safely, and Zach Morris comes in to score from third for the first run of tonight's contest in the opening half of the first. That puts runners on the corners as Andrew Ott advances to third on the play as well. And now Zach Wojnarowski at the dish for the first time tonight. Hitters already with 2 hits in tonight's contest as they lead 1-0 here in the top of the first. First pitch from Seitler. Popped up in foul territory. Alan Alonso over at first, just giving it a look as he realizes that ball has drifted way too far out of play. So the count 0-1 against Wojnarowski to start his first plate appearance. The 0-1 to Wojnarowski. Low below the zone. Evens up the count at 1-1. In 2019, Wojnarowski as an infielder was ranked by Perfect Games national rankings at 500. At shortstop was ranked 310th. In Virginia State, he was the 41st overall prospect in 2019 as he takes the 1-1 in the zone for strike 2. But in Virginia in 2019, Perfect Game had him ranked as the 8th best shortstop in Virginia. The 1-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Tyler McPeak holds on to it behind the plate. Second strikeout for Seitler here in the first. Runner still on the corners for Old Dominion. Sebastian Silva digging in. Silva making his first appearance against Edenton as anything but a catcher, getting the start in right field tonight. Hit a 2-run homer in the top of the 9th against Edenton back on the 22nd to bring the contest from 23-5 to 23-7. It was his first home run of the season. Another RBI opportunity for Silva against Edenton in his first plate appearance tonight, with Andrew Ott standing on third, Hunter Cole standing on first. The only 2 base runners for Old Dominion at the moment. The 1-0 to Silva. Slider. Called a strike as Silva did break the plane on the check swing. The 1-2. Swung on and fouled off. So the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sebastian Silva, the right fielder. Lee joins the umpire behind the plate for tonight's umpire crew. Jeff Gardner and Eric Byram ruling the base paths. Still runners on the corners, 2 away for Old Dominion in the inning, and time called at the plate. Silva, 312 batting average. Runner on the move from first, but it won't matter as Sebastian Silva swings at the 1-2 and comes up empty. As the 3rd strikeout in the inning. Josiah Seitler picks up 3 Ks in the inning, but 2 hits brings across 1 run for Old Dominion to open up tonight's contest. They lead 1-0 heading into the home half of the first. They leave 2 runners on though. Edenton with no errors in the top of the frame. When we come back, top of the order due up for the Steamers. Brody Rubenstein, Jared Kaufman, and Houston Wright highlighting the top of the order. 1-0 our score once again. We head to the bottom of the first. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Tuesday night will be Magic 95.9 night. One lucky fan in attendance will have a chance to win $25,000. And next Friday will be Christmas in July. Pam didn't get the memo, but it's next Friday, Christmas in July. But tomorrow night, United Way night, players will be wearing special themed jerseys that will be auctioned off during the game to benefit the Albemarle Area United Way. First Responders Night, all first responders will get in for free.
Back at Historic Hicks for the home half of the first. 1 run scored from Old Dominion in the top of the frame to make it a 1-0 contest. Philip Forbes, the starter for Old Dominion tonight. Back on the 17th, threw for 2 innings against Edenton, allowed 6 earned runs on 5 hits with 1 walk surrendered and 1 strikeout. Brody Rubenstein, the leadoff hitter for Edenton, takes the first pitch from Forbes. High and away for ball 1. On the season, 6 games played for Philip Forbes, 3 game starts. Rubenstein takes the first strike on the second pitch, 1-1 the count. 13 total innings for Forbes on the mound through 2020. The 1-1 fouled off. Count moves to 1-2. An 0-2 record on the bump with 13 earned runs crossed, all 13 earned runs being the only runs he's let up throughout the season. 11 hits, 6 walks, 13 strikeouts, and 2 hit batters as Brody Rubenstein reaches in the dirt, comes up empty on a breaking pitch. Innskeeper with a nice stop behind the plate. At least keeps it in front of him as he has to throw out Rubenstein on a drop third, and does. Rubenstein goes down as the first out in the inning. Brings up Jared Kaufman in the 2-hole, starting at shortstop tonight. One out in the inning for the Steamers. Rubenstein picks up a strikeout for his first plate appearance. And a reach on a drop third. Once again, I want to remind everyone we had some Wi-Fi issues in tonight's pregame. And I cannot see our chat on the live stream, so I apologize. I will not be able to see what you guys type in there. I'll maybe do a refresh during one of our inning intermissions. As Kaufman ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 taken, middle away, but called strike 1. Kaufman 1 for 4 against Old Dominion on Wednesday. Picked up a single with 3 RBIs to his credit. Wide strike zone there from Lee Joins as Kaufman takes the 2-1 away for a called strike 2. 2-2 with one away and none on for the Steamers. Kaufman pops it up in foul territory, just 10 feet in front of first base. Hunter Cole making the catch. 2 outs in the inning for the Steamers. That brings up Houston Wright. Wright enters today's contest, leading the TSL in nearly as many categories as you could ask an offensive player to lead. 13 home runs, 35 RBIs. 34 times Wright's scored as a runner. Hit 2 homers in the 23-7 victory over Old Dominion on Wednesday. Also picked up a single in the contest. First ball taken for a ball. Second pitch watched all the way in from Wright. Low below the zone for ball 2. Wright also ranking second in the TSL in batting average as he leads the Steamers in that category. .419. This is average at the plate. Fastball from Philip Forbes for the first strike in the AB. 2-1 the count. Time called from Lee joins behind the plate. Wright settles back into the box. 2-1, taken high and away from Wright. It's called strike 2. The 2-2 to Wright. Way in the dirt. Wright having to dance out of the way of that pitch to avoid being hit. And one coming in dangerously close to the shins. .3-2. Taken for a called strike 3. Nice pitch there from Philip Forbes. Houston Wright taking all the way on the 3-2. Sets him down as the third out in the inning. First strikeout for Philip Forbes. Well, second if you count the drop third. And Brody Rubenstein. 3 up, 3 down for the Steamers here in the top of the first. They trail heading in to the top of the second, bottom of the frame is what I meant to say. No hits, no runs, no runners left on for the Steamers. No errors in the inning for the Old Dominion hitters. Once again, 1-0 our score. When we come back, JT Inskeep leads off as we're at the bottom of the order for Old Dominion tonight. Inskeep, Gulasano, and Seth Branson due up in the top of the second when we come back. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
And you're looking to quench your thirst? Here down at the concession stand, get an ice cold Pepsi drop. You also get one at the Clam Shack, located down the third base line. Pepsi, your official soft drink of your Edenton Steamers. Make sure you visit Henry Smith in the concourse area. You can purchase a North Carolina National Wild Turkey Federation December prize raffle ticket. Members prizes giveaway. We had some winners from this area last year, and some of our winners purchased their tickets right here at Historic Hicks Field. Visit Henry to see what the great prizes we have in store this year, and also be entered to win an awesome Steamers prize packet.
Vidant Health is your hometown healthcare provider. With 8 community hospitals across eastern North Carolina, Vidant is happy to serve you for any of your healthcare needs. Vidant also offers numerous wellness center facilities, which allow for exercise rehabilitation activities. Be sure to visit your local Vidant centers in Edenton or Windsor and hit a home run with your healthcare provider today. Josiah Seitler back on the mound for his second inning of work. Gave up 2 hits and 1 earned run in the top of the first as we get set for the top of the second, with Old Dominion leading 1-0 following the scoreless home half of the first from the Edenton Steamers. First pitch from the leadoff hitter in the inning, JT Inskeep. Taken for strike 1. Inskeep 0 for 1 against Edenton back on the 22nd. Played for just 3 innings before being subbed out by Sebastian Silva. Fouls off the second pitch, falls behind in the count 0-2. Seitler looking for the first out of the inning. Check swing from Inskeep, and he flares one out to right over the head of the second baseman Tyler Myers. Jackson Hipp fielding it on a hop. And Inskeep with a bit of a cheap single, but he'll take a hit any way he can get it. Still looking to boost that average of just .238 at the plate. That brings up Alex Gulasano. Gulasano, who struggled against Edenton mightily this year. Back on the 17th, 0 for 3. Played in just game 1 of the doubleheader back on the 9th, 0 for 3 in that game. Went 1 for 2 with a double to right center field back on Wednesday in a pinch hit appearance. Takes the first pitch, middle in, 1-0 the count. Gulasano with a 129 average coming into today's contest and 35 total plate appearances. Way late on the fastball from Josiah Seitler as Gulasano evens up the count at 1-1. A reminder, folks, I cannot see what we've been streaming in the chat. I'm trying to work on it, trying to refresh, but I'm also relatively afraid of losing connection if I try to refresh. Inskeep stands on first, following the single to right to open up the inning. Gulasano takes the third pitch for ball 2. Count 2-1. The 2-1 to Gulasano. Swings at a changeup. High and away. Way under the pitch. Evens up the count at 2-2. Seitler looking for his 4th strikeout. The 2-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Gulasano goes down on strikes for now the 10th time in 2020. And that brings us to Seth Branson in the 9-hole. Zach Morris waiting on deck. First pitch to Branson in the AB. Swung on and missed. Goes down in the count. 0-1. Branson out of Pellissippi State Community College. Takes the second pitch for ball 1 high and away. 0 for 4 against Edenton on the 22nd. Pair of Ks as well. 4 singles and 2 doubles are his only hits in 2020. As he pulls into the box with an average of .240. 2 balls and 1 strike. Following the 1-1 ball high and outside. The 2-1 from Seitler. Slider taken middle away for strike 2. Evens up the count at 2-2. The 2-2 from Seitler. Foul tip, but in fact McPeak can't hold on to it behind the plate. Rolls out into the shallow infield grass. Branson just 29 plate appearances in 2020. The 2-2 to Branson. Swung on a miss, strike 3. All 5 outs recorded by the Steamers tonight against Old Dominion have come by way of the strikeout. Now 2 outs in the inning. That brings us back to the top of the order for our second trip through the hitters lineup. Zach Morris back at the plate. Morris reached on an error in the first. Little dribbler, first pitch swinging. Seitler hustling off the mound to field it in the infield grass and flip it over to Alonso. Over on the right side of the infield for the 3rd and final out of the inning. 1 hit for Old Dominion in the inning. No errors for Edenton in the inning. I did say no errors as we went to the bottom of the first last time. Edenton does have 1 error. It came on the first play of the game from Aaron Copeland at 3rd. No errors in this inning, though, for Edenton. No runs come across for the hitters. 1 runner left on. Edenton looking to tie this game up as we head into the home half of the second. When we come back, Alan Alonso leads off in the cleanup spot. Heart of the order due up. Tyler McPeak and Aaron Copeland Second and third up in the inning as well. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Once again, 1-0 our score as we head to the bottom of the second.
The food line just called. They're looking for their car.
Nothing still our score. Here in the bottom of the second, Alan Alonso leads off for the Steamers against Philip Forbes, back on the mound for his second inning of work. No hits yet to his line thus far, no runs. Alonso with a 3-for-5 day against Old Dominion on the 22nd, 2 homers. As him and Wright both homered twice in the contest. Alonso now second in the TSL in home runs with 8. 23 RBIs to his credit, 26 runs scored as a runner, along with a .375 batting average. Alonso with 86 plate appearances. This is 87th as Lee joins taking some heat from the home faithful after calling that fastball a bit high and outside for strike one. 2-1 the count to Alonso. Pitch swung on and popped up into shallow right. Zach Morris giving chase. Andrew Ott all the way from second. First out of the inning recorded. And now Tyler McPeak making his first plate appearance tonight. McPeak with his first 3-hit day against Old Dominion on Wednesday in 2020. He's really been picking up steam here in the back half of TSL play. Just 9 games remaining in the TSL schedule, including today's contest for Edenton. 10 games total with a scrimmage or exhibition against Peninsula coming up on the 29th. First pitch to McPeak, swung on, sent back up the middle. Morris with a diving stop as he drops to his knees. The throw over to Hunter Cole, his VMI teammate over at first in time, as McPeak goes down on just 1 pitch. What I was going to say about Tyler McPeak was he's been struggling at the plate all season. Really buried his average quite a bit as it's been below 200 for most of the year, but after a 3-for-3 day and 5 plate appearances against Old Dominion on the 22nd, he comes in today with an average of 226, so finally seeing that average at the plate start to rise. Aaron Copeland at the plate, making his first plate appearance tonight. Started his day against Old Dominion with 3 punch-outs, but wound up coming away with a pair of singles as he rips a line drive to Wojnarowski at third. Nice reflexes from the third baseman as one third baseman lines out to the other for the third and final out of the bottom of the second. 1-0 still our score as we head to the third inning at Historic Hicks between the Steamers and the Hitters. Steamers go down 1-2-3 here in the home half of the second. No errors on part of the Old Dominion infield. When we come back, Andrew Ott leads off. 2, 3, and 4 due up. Alberto Osuna Sanchez waits on deck with Hunter Cole due up third in the inning. My name's Patrick Foster. Once again, 1-0 our score. Heading into the third. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
I'm going to prioritize him. We'll bring you in. We did a rapid fire. different up here.
A little bit.
What are we talking about up here?
How you liked Edenton.
Okay.
Talk a little bit, because you were a standout at Loganville. So we'll talk about high school, we'll talk about your first year at Presby. Then we have
All right.
rapid fire that we do, which is like all lighthearted.
They're very complicated questions.
Are they?
Like your favorite
yeah.
song.
Like 2 times 2 and 2. Oh.
We'll talk about. I've added some questions too, so you know what? You can answer those. But I just, when we come back, I just gotta gonna do a recap
Great,
real quick.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring you in. One 0 our score as we begin the road half of the third. Old Dominion with the lead after bringing one across in the top of the first. With many thanks to this man coming up to lead off in the inning, Andrew Ott, who picked up a double in his first plate appearance tonight. I'm joined now by one of our catchers here in Edenton,
Yep.
Alan Brown, out of Presbyterian College, heading into your sophomore year at Presbyterian.
It is. Yep.
Alan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Good to be up here. Good to be up here for sure. It's been a good year so far. I mean, we're winning. Can't complain, you know.
So, Alan, I just want to get this out of the way. You were in a bit of a rut at the plate. You
Yeah.
went through 6 games where you hadn't picked up a hit.
That's true.
But now you've definitely seemed to gotten to a bit of a rhythm as Ott lines out to Adam Fine in left field. Talk about the start here in Edenton. Obviously, everyone coming in with a bit of a lag because of the coronavirus pandemic, everyone not necessarily with the best situations to stay warm at the plate. Was that a struggle for you early on? Or, I mean, if it was, how have you been able to settle in at the plate later on here in the season?
For me, it was just all about timing. Coming back, not seeing much at bats. It was hard to get that timing at least. But more bad at bats I got, it was easier, and yeah, just a lot easier coming in with the bats, you know.
Alberto Osuna Sanchez at the dish, behind 1-0 in the count with 1 out in the inning. Swings at the 1-0 and lines it into shallow left field as that one falls for the first hit of the inning. Now 4 for Old Dominion on the day. Now as a catcher, with that kind of time off, when you come back into game situations, is it harder to settle in as an offensive player, or is it harder to settle in behind the plate defensively?
Definitely offensive. Catching is more like riding a bike. No, it was hard seeing different pitchers at least. You know, coming from school, you see all sorts of pitchers, but coming here, you got side armors or whatever, lefties, different lefties, harder throwers. It's different catching, but easier catching, as I'd say. So definitely hitting.
Hunter Cole ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes in his second plate appearance. Cole with a single in his first at-bat. Sends a deep fly ball out to right center field. Brody Rubenstein, the center fielder, tracking over to the Bud Light sign in right center to make the catch at the warning track for the second out of the inning. Talk about this pitching staff that you've been able to work with here in Edenton. A slew of talented pitchers.
Oh, for
Jake
sure.
Rice, Colin Crimminger, who's
Yeah.
up on the booth right now making his
Got him
second
right
appearance,
here.
who's eager to hop on the mic, wanted to give our rapid fire a second try. But a ton of talent in this bullpen. Have you grown as a catcher being able to work with these guys?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely seeing all the different types of talent here. I mean, Jake Rice, I've played with him at Presbyterian. Great
Right.
guy, great baseball mind. Knows what to throw, knows how to throw. Upper or mid-90s guy. So it was definitely good to catch him more coming here this summer. You got a bunch of other guys in the bullpen. Copeland, I mean, he throws it hard. Ray, he throws it hard too. I mean, a bunch of guys. Crimminger right here.
Right.
Yeah, a bunch of guys that are good.
Now, coming from Presbyterian, you have a few guys here on this roster, talented two-way players. Aaron Copeland, for one that you mentioned, Josiah Seitler getting the start on the mound today. Are you used to catching great two-way players as well? Are you used to catching more so guys that are really focused on their work on the mound?
We got a couple two-way guys over at Presbyterian, but not too much. More POs than anything. But it's good to catch more two-way guys here.
Zach Wojnarowski down on strikes for the third and final out of the inning. That brings us to the road or home half of the third. Steamers still looking to tie things up, down 1-0, heading into the bottom half of this inning. 1 runner left on just 1 hit for Old Dominion here in the top of the frame. No errors on part of the Edenton Steamers defense when we come back The Steamers pick things up with Jackson Hipp in the 7 hole. Bottom of the order due up, Adam Fine and Tyler Myers at 8 and 9. When we come back, my name's Patrick Foster, also joined by Alan Brown and Colin Crimminger up here in the booth. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Awesome. I'll settle in. I settle in.
Use this time? Can I rapid fire you?
Fine.
Fine.
Have that happen.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right.
What do you ask him?
Yeah, seriously.
How do you
Am I
like
gonna ask you?
Same questions that got you all typed
No.
in.
Favorite car?
What do you do?
Favorite car? Oh, so I go so every time I get into it, I say the questions start easier and then get harder, and feel free to elaborate with any question as much as you want. And the first question I go is favorite music artist, and he goes, "You said they were gonna start easy."
That's like a wide variety of artists that I have.
I'm just gonna do it.
Well, like I
this
listen
time.
to a lot of music. It's just like I don't really have a favorite artist.
Is that what you said?
What?
that
No, like I ended up saying like.
The Albemarle Area United Way is a non-profit organization that improves residents' lives in 9 counties throughout northeastern North Carolina. This year, the Steamers have partnered up with the United Way and are looking forward to helping raise money for their services. Tomorrow, Saturday, July 25th, the Steamers will be wearing specially themed patriotic jerseys for their game. Their jerseys will be auctioned off during the game, and all proceeds will go back to the Albemarle Area United Way. If you would like to have this one-of-a-kind jersey, be sure to be here that night and support a good cause. 1-0 the score still, following the scoreless top of the 3rd. From the Old Dominion offense, Jackson Hipp stepping in for his first plate appearance tonight. Still joined by Alan Brown up here in the booth, making his first appearance on the microphone with us. Colin Crimminger also here as well, going to join us for the rapid fire, because for the first time ever, a player wants to give me a rapid fire. I'm honestly a little nervous. The first question he told me I had no response for, so we'll see how this goes. But Alan, I still want to focus on you for a second as Hipp now evens up the count 1-1. Going into your second year at Presbyterian College, you came into your freshman year after a stellar career at Loganville Christian Academy. A team MVP, led the team in home runs, RBIs. Talk about your experience at Loganville Christian and how that prepared you for your freshman year of college ball.
It was fun. Had a lot of good experience at Loganville. Got a bunch of hits.
Yeah, I mean,
I did what I could there. And then going into PC, college is a different level, way different than high school. But college definitely helped me out a lot for coming here. I feel like I learned a lot here too. Everywhere I go, I try to learn something.
Hipp down on strikes for the first out of the inning for the Steamers offense. 1-0 still our score here in the bottom of the 3rd. So coming here to Edenton, obviously for some, it's a harder decision than others, knowing that it's a small town, small environment, and obviously with everything going on, playing baseball not necessarily on the forefront of everybody's minds with all the health concerns and whatnot. But you had a couple teammates joining you. Jake Rice, a later addition, but Tyler Myers, tonight's starting second baseman, as Adam Fine is going to pick up the first hit for the Steamers tonight as he reaches on a first pitch infield single. You had Tyler Myers joining you here in Presbyterian. Did having a teammate come and join you here make it a bit of an easier decision, or were you ready, chomping at the bit to play some more baseball?
I'd say both and both. I was ready to play. After quarantine, I was hurting to play.
Right.
But I found out. I roomed with Tyler at Presbyterian, and we found out we were playing together in the fall. So I was excited about that. One of my best friends. So I was excited about it too. And but yeah, for sure.
Tyler Myers making his first plate appearance. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. 1-0 the count with Adam Fine taking the lead off of first. Philip Forbes still on the mound in his 3rd inning of work. Surrenders his first hit to Adam Fine. So everyone during that coronavirus period, that break period for you guys at least, between the end of the spring season and coming down here to Edenton, different for everyone. Fastball high and inside to Myers as Fine moves up to second, picking up a stolen base. Were you able to stay warm and conditioned during that time? And if so, what facilities did you have open to you, or did you have to kind of MacGyver your training style? As Ray Stoken was talking about, he has a squat rack in his garage that he was having a bunch of friends come over and use. Was it a similar situation for you, or were you fortunate enough to have a facility to go work out in?
So when we got canceled, I thought we were coming back.
And Hunter Cole with a tough play out in foul territory, out in right, smacking up against the tarp. Couldn't tell if he made the grab. I guess he didn't. I only stopped it there, Alan, because if he made that catch, that would have been one of the most impressive catches I've ever seen live. So, but he doesn't. Myers in a 2-1 count.
Anyways. So,
yeah, sorry about that.
Well, I thought we were coming back for like those 2 weeks, so I mean, I just stayed ready, just throwing every now and then with one of my buddies from high school, hitting, but nothing much. I couldn't really work out because everything was shut down, and my cousin had a gym at his house, so I worked out every now and then. But as soon as like the gyms opened up in Georgia, I hit it really hard since before coming here, and then I got with my catching coach and hitting coach and got back in it. Getting ready for here.
Myers stepping out of the box. 2 balls, 1 strike. Still the count with 1 out, and Adam Fine leading off second. Was coming down to Edenton, was that an easy decision for you? I know we talked about it, obviously having your teammate join you, making it a bit easier. But overall, with everything going on, were you a bit hesitant at first, or were you really just ready to get back into baseball?
I was ready. My coach told me about this place, and I was just ready to play baseball. I didn't have any experience with college summer ball, at least. You know, I was excited to face some talent here and meet some new guys.
Myers with a ground ball up towards the middle. Zach Morris, the shortstop, can't stop the ground ball with a diving attempt. Adam Fine putting the wheels on display, making it all the way home to bring the first run of the contest across for the Steamers. Now 1-1 here in the bottom of the third with 1 out. Tyler Myers with the RBI single, second hit of the day for the Steamers. And you got to like seeing that, your Presbyterian teammate coming up with a big RBI single.
Oh boy.
So how have you liked Edenton thus far? Obviously a very small town vibe. For someone like myself coming from a New York City suburb, this was a culture shock for sure.
It can be shocking for sure. A bunch of fields, a bunch of farmland.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
nothing much here, but it's fun.
The fan faithful are just, they're some of the most proud baseball fans I've ever met. How have you enjoyed the home faithful here at Historic Hicks?
Especially going to like the kids camp, you know, they look up to us, signing everything, giving balls away, bats away. I mean, it's awesome. Can't beat it here.
You've had a couple opportunities to do some volunteer work. You talked about the kids camp. You've done some other things outside of Historic Hicks.
Yep.
Talk about those experiences, what you've been able to do in this community and what you've learned about Edenton through those, volunteer experiences.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. I learned that this town is really awesome. Meeting different people, a lot of great people. I haven't met like one stuck-up person. I mean, there's a lot of great people here, a lot of great fans. Can't beat it, I guess.
So one thing I'm going to have you do before we get into this rapid fire, your grandmother, Peggy, very active on these streams.
I'm sure she's on here.
I'm sure she's been very, very anxious to hear her grandson get on the mic. Anything you want to send out to your grandmother or any other family watching?
Just I love you. Mom, if you're watching. Dad, if you're watching. Anyone. Love y'all. Miss y'all.
That's where I'm at.
Brody Rubenstein out of Montreat College works a walk. And we'll finally bring on Colin Crimminger, the pitcher out of Montreat. His second appearance up here in the booth. Colin, I had no idea you were coming up here.
But you never do.
I didn't the first time either. The first time you came up here with Brett Folk, I had no clue that you were coming up here as Jared Kaufman digs in for his second plate appearance. 2 runners on for the Steamers, just 1 away, 1-1 the score.
Well, I got to say, Foster, I haven't been invited up here yet, so.
Well, I would have had you not just come up on your own free will. Check swing from Kaufman, slow roller down the third base line.
That'll work.
Doesn't roll foul, but he'll roll into first base safely to load the bases for the Steamers, but still just 1 away, and that brings up the TSL home run leader, RBI leader, run score leader, and second ranked in the batting average list at 419, Houston Wright, with the bases loaded and, as mentioned, just 1 out. Colin, what is it that you love so much about this press box? Wanted to come up once again, or was it something that I did wrong the first time?
There's no gnats up here, and I really wanted to give the rapid fire another shot.
So with a break in the action, Michael Dooley, the head coach for Old Dominion, as well as our league commissioner, talking things over with JT Inskeep and Philip Forbes on the mound. Let's get into this rapid fire. We're gonna hand it back over to Alan. But you said you had some new answers. So whenever you have a new answer,
questions for you.
and you had some questions for me as well, which I think is incredibly surprising. I'm really nervous, to be honest. So
I saw you throwing a baseball out there earlier today, and I have some questions about that.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get into that too. So, Alan, here we go. The rapid fire is going to start with some easier questions. Colin might beg to differ.
Yeah.
They're going to get a little bit more elaborate as we go on. Feel free to provide as much or as little detail as you want for every question, all right?
All right.
Houston Wright takes the first pitch for ball 1. 1-0 the count with the bases loaded and 1 away. Favorite music artist?
Okay, I'm a big country guy. I'm gonna go with Chris Stapleton.
Favorite song? It doesn't necessarily have to be by them.
Oh, huh. You know, honestly,
Wright flares one out on the 1-0 to shallow left. It will not be enough to bring the runner home. Brody Rubenstein overrunning second base. But a late reaction from Inskeep behind the plate. Rubenstein scrambling back to second. So still 2 outs after the flyout from Houston Wright. And the bases remain loaded. 1-0 or 1-1 still the score. Alan Alonso, the second leading home run hitter in the TSL with 8. Digging in for his second plate appearance tonight. Flew out to second in the second inning. RBI opportunity with the bases loaded. So Alan, let's keep going here.
okay.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? God, these are hard, man.
I guess I need to make these easier.
There's not like one movie that I like love. I mean,
Favorite movie right now?
Ooh,
Most recent movie that you watched that you really like? We'll make it that easy.
I don't remember, man.
Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? Gotta go with Impractical Jokers.
Wow. New York.
Yeah.
Represent.
That's what I watch like every day. So.
Larry. I love that. 0-2 the count, or 1-1 the count, following the breaking pitch taken a bit outside for ball 1. Favorite food?
Favorite food? I'm gonna go with steak. Can't beat a good steak.
That's like 90% of the answers we get. A good steak. Like 90% of everyone's
That's
answers.
all we eat down in the South, so. Steak or chicken?
Favorite fruit?
Watermelon.
Favorite vegetable?
Tomato.
Favorite baseball team?
Braves.
Favorite baseball player currently?
Freddie Freeman.
Favorite baseball player of all time?
Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. How not Chipper Jones? Our statistician, John Barrow, giving the thumbs up saying you made the right answer. 3-1 the count to Alan Alonso from Phil Forbes. Bases loaded, pitch on the way. That one's driven to deep left field. But it drifts just a bit too far foul. That would have been the first grand slam hit by a steamer here at Historic Hicks this season. The third grand slam of the year. Alberto Osuna Sanchez of Old Dominion with one, and Jacob Mustaine of Tidewater with the other. So the count now full to Alan Alonso with 2 outs and the bases loaded. We'll put a pause on the rapid fire for this upcoming pitch. Alonso looking for that first hit tonight, following the 3-for-4 day, or 3-for-5 day against Old Dominion on the 22nd. Swinging at the 3-2. He blasts that out to deep center field. The center fielder giving chase. That one drops on the warning track. Myers comes in to score. Rubenstein scores from second, and Kaufman comes all the way in from first. A 3 RBI double for Alan Alonso as he pulls into second. Alonso now adding to that RBI total and adding to the scoring total for the Steamers, as they've brought now 4 runs across in the inning, a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. So we'll go back to the rapid fire now.
All right.
Your favorite Steamer?
Houston Wright.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not shocked. It's just that might be the first time anyone said Houston that wasn't in the booth with him.
Really?
Yeah. And I like Houston. Houston's a great guy, so I'm surprised that it took this long.
I got no problem with him.
I got no problem with him.
Runs, man.
Favorite pitcher to catch here at Edenton?
Definitely Jake. Oh, I gotta say Krim because he's right here.
I was about to say.
I gotta go with Colin.
That's funny. Favorite baseball memory that you played?
Here or anywhere?
Anywhere, all time.
Definitely Cooperstown, up in New York. That was fun.
Want to provide a little bit more backstory to Cooperstown? How was that?
Just traveling all the way up there from Georgia. I didn't
Right.
have much experience traveling while playing baseball, so going to see all the Hall of Fame stuff up in Cooperstown, that was just different. Fun.
I did a road runner competition there back when I was like 12 years old, and I was like a second off of the best time, and I like tripped and fell over first base when I was running it.
Tyler McPeak singles into left on a 2-0 count to bring Alan Alonso in to make it now a 5-1 contest. McPeak with his first hit today, extending that hitting streak. All right, Colin. So we're gonna redo some of the rapid fires for you now because
Bring it
seems as though you have some different answers prepared. We're gonna have a break in the action. Michael Dooley coming out to the mound to talk things over with Phil Forbes. Doesn't look like he's gonna take the baseball from him, and he will. In fact, they're gonna signal to the bullpen. So we have some time. Favorite music artist? One more time.
That's tough.
You had all this time to think.
Luke Combs.
All this. Luke Combs. Favorite song?
When It Rains, It Pours.
Favorite movie? Because I never asked you that one.
Ted.
Favorite? Actually, I might have asked you that. 'Cause
You did.
I definitely did because I remember that answer. Favorite TV show?
SpongeBob.
All right. And the last one. Your favorite vegetable? Because we did fruit and food, but we didn't do vegetables.
Shredded beef jerky.
That's not a fruit.
It's not.
I guess it is down here in the South, right?
It is.
All right, so Colin, you said you had a few rapid fires for me. So
I did.
before I let you guys go, I want to hear them.
I did. Well, first off, where did you learn how to throw a baseball?
So baseball was my number one sport up until high school. When I got to freshman year of high school, I focused more on basketball. And then my sophomore year, I got back into baseball. Didn't go so well, so I decided, I'm just going to stay focused on basketball. But baseball is my first love, man. I love this sport. I love this game. And, one of these days I'll throw a bullpen, maybe impress you a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
All right. Well, you do a great job broadcasting. Did you always know you were going to do that?
No. I knew that I would do this my sophomore year of high school. Once baseball kind of proved that it was not going to provide an actual path for me anywhere. A little late for me to realize that. And basketball obviously was never going to be something that brought me anywhere. Just I love that sport so much. I had a friend that mentioned they went into broadcasting, studied a bit at Syracuse, and once I realized, I had the gift for gab and I knew sports and could follow statistics and was a good communicator, this was the road I decided to pursue.
All right. Now, if it was socially acceptable, would you shave your legs?
No.
Why is that?
Razor bumps, man. I don't want those up and down my legs. No way.
And that's about it for my rapid fire.
You don't want to know my favorite music artist? Nothing like that?
No, that's not important.
Colin, I didn't let you do this before you left. You definitely have some people watching back at home. Do you want to give them a little shout out? Anything you want to say to the folks back home watching you?
Mom, I love you. I know you're going through a lot right now. Dad, thanks for allowing me to breathe, walk, and pushing me to, be a great guy. And I love you, Lauren. That's my sister.
Jacob Favor on the mound. First pitch, a single to Aaron Copeland, his first hit today. Alan, Colin, thanks so much for coming up. Really appreciate you guys coming up and joining me for a few innings. I'll let you guys go back down now, Alan. I know you're going to go catch in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And Colin, who knows what you're going to go do?
He's going to be right there with me.
Oh, okay. Don't tune into me. Get me going down there in the bullpen. I want to know what you guys think of the game. All right, guys. Thanks so much for
Hopefully
joining
be
me.
back.
Appreciate it. So Jacob Favor out of the bullpen for Old Dominion. 2 outs in the inning. Jackson Hipp with a ground ball to third. The throw to first pulls Hunter Cole off the bag, but he applies the tag in the base path on Jackson Hipp. But not before the Steamers do damage here in the inning. They bring 5 runs across. They do so. On 6 hits, no errors on part of the Old Dominion defense. My apologies for the pause. Had to catch back up here following the interview. 6-4 advantage for the Steamers in the hit column. 5-1 our score. As we get set for the 4th frame in tonight's contest. We come back, Old Dominion now in the hole after leading 1-0 in the first 3 innings. Sebastian Silva to lead off. JT Inskeep and Alex Gulisano also due up for their second trips to the dish. In the top of the 4th. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Trust me, Tommy, I would have known that a long time. I would have told you that a long time
And don't forget tomorrow night's United Way night. Players will be wearing special themed jerseys that will be auctioned off during the game, so bring your money. The uniforms look great. Benefits go to the Alamo Area United Way. Also, First Responders Night tomorrow night. All first responders receive free admission. Get to the concession stand, get you a burger, a dog, get you a cold beer out of the Veterans Club Beer Garden, and wake you up, get some donuts too.
5-1 our score as we begin the fourth inning. Sebastian Silva digging in for his second plate appearance tonight. 6 hits for Edenton. In the bottom of the third, 1 from Adam Fine, 1 from Tyler Myers, 1 from Jared Kaufman, a double from Alan Alonso that brought 3 RBIs home. Alonso's RBI total moving up to 26 on the year. Also came across as a runner in the inning. Pushed that total to 27. Sebastian Silva with a slow roller to first. Alan Alonso fielding it with just the glove hand. And tagging first base with that foot. JT Inskeep digging in for the second time now. Inskeep with a single in his first plate appearance, but was left stranded as the next 3 batters following him went down in the inning, 2 of them striking him. Inskeep takes the first pitch for ball 1. Second pitch comes in. Now 2-0 the count to Inskeep. I said it last time we played Old Dominion, or the Steamers played Old Dominion. And I'll say it again. JT Inskeep put on quite the show in the home run derby in the TSL All-Star break. He came in as a dark horse. Not many people expected much out of him with just 2 homers on the season. And he knocked out Houston Wright, who leads the TSL in home runs in the second round, and lost by just 1 to his teammate Alberto Osuna Sanchez in the championship round as Seidler evens the count back up at 2-2 with a couple of swinging strikes from Inskeep, both on fastballs. The 2-2 popped up over the infield. Tyler Myers making the catch in the dirt for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down. Alex Gulasano making another appearance, struck out swinging on just 5 pitches. Seidler setting down the first 2 of the inning. 1 on a ground ball, 1 on a pop fly. First pitch to Gulasano, taken high for ball 1. The 1-0 to Gulasano. Taken middle in, called strike 1 by Lee Joins. Gulasano shaking his head behind the plate, or at the plate. The 1-1 from Seidler. Runs way far inside. Gulasano out in front on the slider. As he swings, filthy pitch there from Seidler. To put Gulasano behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The left fielder looking to avoid going down on strikes for the second time tonight. The 1-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Gulasano does, in fact, pick up his second strikeout. Seidler with his best inning on the mound thus far tonight. 3 up, 3 down for Old Dominion in the inning. Steamers lead 5-1 heading into the home half of the 4th. Jacob Faber back on the mound after finishing out the bottom of the 3rd. Steamers look to add more to their 4-run lead when we come back. Adam Fine leads off in the inning with Tyler Myers, Brody Rubenstein due up as well. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Get set! Go! Wow, they are good. There we go. That's coming. Because the picture moving pretty fast. Very good.
Hey, Sam, you got a chance tonight, buddy.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, they put it on you.
Extreme. athletic.
Hey man, Santa is coming back. He's going to be coming next Friday. We'll have Christmas in July next Friday. We'll give you more details as the game goes along.
Jacob Favor back on the mound. 7 games played for Favor, just 1 start, making his 8th appearance tonight. 10 full innings of work, a win-loss record of 1-0. 2 earned runs to his credit, 11 hits, 4 walks, and 13 Ks. Adam Fine back up at the plate. Picked up a single in his first at-bat against Phil Forbes in that 5-run bottom of the 3rd. 1 hour eclipsed here at Historic Hicks. 1-1 the count following a slider that misses low and away from Favor. Favor threw for 1 inning against Edenton in game 1 of the doubleheader back on the 9th. As Fine fouls off the 1-1. 1-2 the count. 1 earned run for Favor in that contest against Edenton. 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. The 1-2 to Fine. Breaking pitch. Fine under it. And a few inches out in front. Go down as the first out in the inning. Favor picks up his 14th K of 2020. And now Tyler Myers, who also singled in the first, brought Adam Fine home as the first runner for the Steamers in tonight's contest, digging in for the 2nd time. First pitch, strike to Myers. Myers brought home his 6th RBI on his 6th hit of the season. In the bottom of the 3rd, that RBI single. 1-1 the count, now 1-2. With the changeup a bit low and inside in the zone. One out, no runners on for Edenton. The 1-2 on its way to Fine. To Myers is swung on and missed. Back-to-back Ks for Jacob Favor. Now up to 16 on the year. And that brings Brody Rubenstein back up to the dish for the 3rd time tonight, making our 3rd trip through the order. Rubenstein reached on a walk. 0 for 1 tonight. It's recorded as the first out of the bottom of the 1st on a drop 3rd. First pitch to him in this at-bat. Change-up. Rubenstein looking for a fastball. So he swings to the middle of the zone. Above the pitch. May have been a curveball as that one did drop. 0-1 the count to Rubenstein. 2nd pitch. Taken a bit high, mostly outside, evens up the count at 1-1. Rubenstein fouls off the 1-1, so behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rubenstein, a quiet guy on the Steamers roster. However, anytime you ask Adam Fine about him, he has nothing but great things to say. Call him his best friend as he foul tips the 1-2 back into the glove of JT Inskeep to put an end to this 4th inning. No runs for either side in the inning. Steamers go down 1-2-3 in the home half of the frame. We head to the top of the 5th, 5-1 our score. Steamers lead. Old Dominion looking to chip into this 4-run deficit with Seth Branson leading off, then back to the top of the order for the third time tonight. Zach Morris and Andrew Ott due up in the inning as well. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. The score as we begin the 5th inning here at Historic Hicks. Josiah Seitler back on the mound. Seth Branson leading off at the bottom of the order. Branson swings at the first pitch. Off-speed pitch. Catches the high outside corner. Branson swinging underneath it. Falls behind 0-1. Branson went down swinging in his first plate appearance as he takes the second pitch high and tight for ball 1 to even up the count. Once again, the Steamers looking for their 4th straight victory tonight. In TSL play, Branson with a soft liner to Myers at second. Takes a step over. Throw over to first. Pulls Alonso a bit off the bag, but he keeps a toe on the white. As Branson goes down on the ground out. Tough throw there from Myers at second, but handled well by Alonso at first. Steamers also looking to pick up their 5th consecutive win over Old Dominion in the last 5 contests. Made it 4 straight with a 23-7 win on Wednesday. Zach Morris at the plate. Skies the first pitch into the bullpen of the hitters. Won the count to Morris to start his 3rd AB. 0 for 2 tonight with the ground out and an ROE back in the first. Came around to score as the run in the top of the first, the lone run for Old Dominion thus far tonight. Evens up to count 1-1. Watching the breaking pitch from Seitler come all the way and lands in the dirt. Just barely to the left of home plate from our view behind the press box. 1 out, bases are empty. The 1-1 to Morris. Nice slider there from Seitler, looking to get Morris to chase it below the zone. Morris laying off wisely. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 swung on to Kaufman at short. Tries a backhanded pick. That one over his mitt and into left field. Morris reaches second error of the night for Edenton. Second reach on an error for Zach Morris. That brings up Andrew Ott. Picked up a double in his first plate appearance. Lined out to left. Back in the 3rd. Takes the first pitch from Seidler for strike one. Seidler's bounced back nicely from that first inning, in which he only allowed 1 run. Just 2 hits since that first inning. No runs come across on his watch since. Hot evens up the count 1-1. 7 strikeouts to Seidler's line as well tonight. The 1-1 to Ott. Fouled off. In front of the plate, rolls down the first base line. Stops at the clam. Just a couple steps out of that left-handed hitter's box. Ott 3 for 4 against Edenton in the 23-7 loss. A pair of singles and a double. Morris on the way down. Throw from McPeak behind the plate. Nearly hits Josiah Seidler on the mound. That one got away from McPeak. Seidler narrowly dodging the throw. Throw down not in time. But Ott down on strikes. Book it as a KL for Andrew Ott. Now Alberto Osuna Sanchez, who's 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout swinging. Digging in an RBI opportunity with Morris taking a healthy lead off a second. First pitch to Osuna Sanchez, a slider in the dirt. Quick moving slider at that. 1 on the count. The 1-0 to Osuna Sanchez. That one's hit on the line to short. Jared Kaufman this time with no mistakes. Snagging it in the air for the 3rd and final out of the inning. No hits for Old Dominion in the inning. They do leave a runner on. They bring none across. 1 error from Edenton on the defensive end to make their bring their total to 2 in the errors column tonight. They still hold a 5-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th frame. We come back. Jared Kaufman leads off with Houston Wright and Alan Alonso also due up in the inning. Once again, the score is 5-1. We head to the home half of the 5th. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Beer specials. The only beer special they have Budweiser and Wicked Weed Watermelon. The Bud Light Seltzer Strawberry is sold out. So Budweiser for $2 and Wicked Weed Watermelon for $3. And make sure you hit the concession stand and try one of those Booze Dog Bratwurst. Try some mini gum nuts. Check out the merchandise trailer.
Regulator Marine is a locally owned and operated boat builder who crafts the best center console sport fishing boats in the business. Built in North Carolina and tested against the challenging conditions of the Outer Banks, Regulator boats are seriously tough sport fishers known for their exceptional fit and finish, as well as a dry, soft, and comfortable ride. Designed for ultimate fishability, incredible comfort, and serious performance at every turn, each boat in their line delivers maximum versatility as you pursue the offshore life. Jared Kaufman leads off for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 5th. Pulls a line drive on the first pitch into left field for a single. Kaufman's 2nd hit tonight, now 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Houston Wright digging in now. Wright 0 for 2 tonight, struck out looking in the 1st and flew out to left in the 3rd. Looking to help his team's cause with a runner on 1st. First pitch swinging, he lines his first hit of the day into right field. Off the end of the bat, Jared Kaufman digging hard for 3rd. Slides in without a throw. Zach Morris, the cutoff man, tried picking off Houston Wright as he made the turn at first, but Hunter Cole with a couple of steps off the bag, no chance to apply a tag to Wright as he slides back into first base safely. And that brings up Alan Alonso, who's already got 3 RBIs to his credit today, a double in the bottom of the 3rd. That brought 3 of the 5 across for the Steamers in the inning. Steamers still up 5-1. So their only runs of the contest coming in that inning. Jacob Favor back on the mound. Haven't had a chance with just 2 pitches thrown to mention Favor's return to the bump. Big swing from Alonso on the first pitch breaking ball. Behind in the count 0-1. Alonso definitely looking for a fastball from Favor in that opening pitch of the AB. Runners on the corners for Alonso. No outs. The 0-1. Alonso looking for a breaking ball that time. He's a bit behind, maybe looking for a changeup. And a bit short on the swing as well, as that pitch winds up a bit high and outside. No balls and 2 strikes to Alonso. Throw over to Houston Wright. Over at first isn't in time as he dives back in safely. Wright making his 100th plate appearance in that last at-bat. Alonso in his 88th as he skies a pop-up to shallow right. Morris and Silva unable to communicate on the pop-up as it falls into right. Jared Kaufman taking home. And scoring is the 6th run of the contest for the Steamers as they increase their lead to 5, now 6-1 in the home half of the 5th. And now Tyler McPeak, who's already got a hit tonight, digging in for the 3rd time. 1 for 2 is McPeak. RBI opportunity with Wright now standing on second, Alonso at first. First pitch takes a bad hop in front of Inskeep at the plate. Over him and into the grass in front of the netting. Both runners advance. McPeak with 13 RBIs on the season. 2 runners in scoring position and none away. He could add 2 more to that total. Takes the second pitch inside for strike 1. One taken low, maybe a bit outside as well. Count moves to 2-1. The 2-1. Looks like a slider. Catching the outside part of the zone for Lee Joins. Count moves to 2-2. Lee Joins favoring that outer part of the plate tonight. Favor looking for the first out of the inning, the 2-2. Reached at by McPeak, dropped by Inskeep, checks on both of the runners, makes the throw down to Cole at first in time for the first out. Neither runners can advance. And that brings up Aaron Copeland.
Third baseman, Spartanburg Methodist, number 4, Aaron Copeland.
Copeland with a single in his last plate appearance. Correction, Tyler McPeak already with 14 RBIs as he brought a run in the bottom of the 3rd. Copeland in an RBI opportunity. Takes the first pitch slider, low at the shins and inside for ball 1. Copeland 2 for 6 with a pair of singles against Old Dominion on Wednesday. The 1-0 popped up and over the Old Dominion dugout, out of play. Down the first base line. Count moves to 1-1. Copeland with an average of .227 coming into today. 7 singles and 3 homers. The 3 homers is only extra base hits in 2020. The 1-1. In the dirt, gets past Inskeep behind the plate. Houston Wright wisely holding up at 3rd as Inskeep with a nice reaction behind the plate corrals that baseball as it caroms off the backstop. 2-1 the count to Aaron Copeland. Copeland with 9 RBIs, a single, brings into double digits in the category. And he lines one on a 2-1 into right. That actually gets past the right fielder Silva. Will roll up all the way to the wall. Copeland's going to pull him with his first double of the season as he drives home 2. To make it now an 8-1 game here in the bottom of the 5th. Copeland picks up his first extra base hit. That's not a home run. With that double to right. Jackson Hip's turn at the plate once again. 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a ground out to third. First pitch narrowly tipping that brim of the helmet, or narrowly escaping hitting that brim of the helmet, taken for ball 1 high and very much inside. RBI opportunity for Hip as well, as the count evens up 1-1 on the strike taken from Favor. Just 2 RBIs for Hip. The 1-1, low below the zone. One out in the inning. Copeland standing on second. Drove in the second and third runs of the inning. There's a hard ground ball. Flies down the line. Smacking up against the outstretched hand of Marshall McDonald on the third baseline. Two balls and 2 strikes to Hip with 1 away. The pitch almost hits him, but somehow flies by Hip inside to fill up the count. Full count pitch coming up from Favor with Copeland standing on second and 1 out. Pitch in the dirt. Hip now with 8 walks here in 2020. And that brings up Adam Fine, who's 1 for 2 today with a strikeout.
Left field from St. Louis, number 6, Adam Fine.
Favor now above 5 walks in 8 games, or now 9 games. Fine takes the first pitch from Favor for a strike in the inside part of the strike zone. 0-1 the count. Two runners on, 1 away. The 0-1 swung on and missed. To the count to Fine. Pitch on its way from Favor, swung on a missed, strike 3. Fine now with a pair of strikeouts tonight, both of them swinging. And that brings up Tyler Myers.
Second base request for tribute, number 1, Tyler Myers.
Myers with an RBI single in that 5-run third for the Steamers. Struck out in the 4th inning, making his 3rd plate appearance here in the 5th. With 2 outs and 2 on, first pitch to Myers. Taken a bit low and away. Called strike 1. The 0-1. Way outside. Count even at 1-1 to Myers. You heard Alan Brown saying before, Tyler Myers, his best friend at Presbyterian College. Myers reaches up and away at a fastball. Behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two outs, 2 on. Myers looking to avoid going down as the 3rd out in the inning. The 1-2 from Favor. Fastball outside evens up the count. The 2-2. Slider, that doesn't break much. Perhaps a curveball, as that one actually broke downward. Fills up the count with 2 outs and 2 on. The 3-2. Myers fouls it off, fighting to stay alive. Count remains full with 2 outs and runners still at first and second for the Steamers. Hip on first, Copeland on second. Copeland with a 2-run double with just 1 out. 3-2 fouled off once again. So Myers doing a nice job extending this AB.
Yes. First time.
No, I've been doing awesome.
Once again, full count, 2 outs, 2 on. We do the full count dance once again. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Favor puts an end to the 3-run inning. Steamers pick up 4 hits in the inning. No errors for the Old Dominion defense. 8-1 our score as we head to the 6th. When we come back, Hunter Cole leads off in the cleanup spot with the heart of the order due up, Zach Wojnarowski and Sebastian Silva. Listed second and third in the inning. Once again, 8-1 our score. We head to the top of the 6th. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Mr. Hurt, the turkey got ERA 2. $18K over 10 just 14.
Pitching now for the whole round. Number 7, Brent Cole.
He had me rolling. I could not I must have sounded like such a because I'm like, this kid goes down that straight. There's like, what else?
I know I can't really got tests in my face. And if I don't hurry, I might be too late.
And man, don't forget tomorrow night, it's United Away night. Players will be wearing special themed jerseys, and we're going to be auctioning them off during the game to benefit the Alabama area United Way. Also, it's going to be First Responders night. All first responders receive free admission. Bring your money for the jerseys.
Josiah Seitler's night comes to an end. Brett Folk out of the bullpen. The redshirt senior at Lenore Ryan University, making his 10th appearance on the mound for the Steamers. 14 innings under his belt, a win-loss record of 1-1, 3 earned runs to his credit, 7 hits, 4 walks, 18 strikeouts, and the lowest ERA of all Steamers pitchers, bullpen pitchers, and starters at 1.93. Also a whip of .786. His last appearance against Greenbrier, 2 innings of work, no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Hunter Cole leads off against Brett Folk, the fresh arm out of the bullpen. Breaking pitch, way low and inside, taken for ball 1. Cole 1 for 2 today with a single in the first into center field, and followed that up with a fly out to center in the third. Cole 2 home runs on the season, none against the Steamers. Both of them coming against the Greenbrier Knights in 2 separate contests. 2-0 the count, and Folks' first at-bat out of the bullpen. 2-0 swung on, fouled it off, slowly down the third base line, but that one rolls foul right by the E. The Edenton Aces down the third base line. Just a few steps out of that right-handed hitter's box towards third. 2-1 the count to Cole. Folk with the 2-1. Nice slow slider. Finds the outside half of the zone for strike 2 to even up the count. Here in the 6th, 8-1 is our score. Steamers with 4 hits in the bottom of the 5th to bring 3 runs across. 10 hits total for the Clams to the hitters' 4. 2-2 taken low. Underneath that low outside corner, fills up the count to the leadoff man in the inning, Hunter Cole, out at Virginia Military Institute. The 3-2. Grounded softly down the first base line, but foul. As that one rolls towards the Old Dominion dugout.
Kids, you guys hang around. We're going to let you guys run the bases after the game.
Should make it known we were supposed to have our magic 95.9 night tonight, but with the threat of rain looming over Historic Hicks all day, we decided to push that one back to Tuesday, July 28th. Full count pinch once again from Folk. Swung on, fouled back. Big Peak unable to hold on to that foul. Count remains at 3-2. Nice little battle here from Hunter Cole, making Brett Folk work for his first out of the pen. The 3-2 once again. Check swing. They appeal down to the third base umpire Eric Byram, who says Cole held up in time. That brings up Zach Wojnarowski. Wojnarowski looking to avoid the hat trick here in the 6th inning. 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of Ks, both of them swinging, and both of them on 4 pitches. Both of them coming on 1-2 counts. Folk checking on Cole over at first. He attacks Wojnarowski. Cole on the move down to second. McPeak pops up. The throw down. Not in time as it takes a hop a bit too far in front of second base. Cole takes second base safely. Double play ball eliminated for the Steamers infield. Time called at the plate. McPeak and Folk, a bit of miscommunication. Maybe can't come to an agreement on the upcoming pitch. McPeak having a brief conversation with Folk. Brett Folk is one of the quieter Steamers, very friendly. I've hung out with him, spent time with him. And the last thing I expected out of this kid was for him, I don't know why I'm saying kid, he's actually older than me. He's an incredible rapper. He has this song that he recorded, I guess, a while back that we've played a few times here at Historic Hicks during batting practice or just hanging out in each other's cars or something, whatever the situation might be. And every single time it comes on, it goes hard. Wojnarowski 1-1 the count against Folk. Wojnarowski calls time at the plate. But it's true. Brett Folk is a talented rapper. And when people say that, I remember on the questionnaire that I sent out to these guys before the season began, he said he could rap. He said that he rapped with his friends in his free time, just making songs just for fun. And, you know, I take those kind of comments with a grain of salt as Wojnarowski swings and misses at the 1-1. Because typically when someone says they're a rapper, it's a bit of an eye roller. Like, okay, you can rap, sure. No, this kid can actually rap. I was really impressed, and Connor Daly, the former teammate of Brett Folk, was equally surprised when he found this out a while ago. He's known this about Brett, but the count evens up at 2-2 with a slider low and away. But he said when he first met Brett as a freshman at Lenore-Rhine, Brett was a quiet kid, didn't talk to many people, wasn't extremely outgoing, an awkward kid on the mound. Just not someone you'd imagine could spit bars the way he does, but that man can spit. The 2-2 from Folk to Wojnarowski. That one swung on and lined hard to right center. Rubenstein giving this one chase. Fields it off a hop in the grass. Quick-footed Rubenstein making a nice defensive stop. But that puts runners on the corners as Cole moves up from second to third. And brings up Sebastian Silva, who's 0 for 2 today with a pair of Ks and a ground out to first. And that's honestly what we're more used to seeing out of Zach Wojnarowski at this ballpark. Wojnarowski has struggled here recently. Went 0 for 2 against Edenton on the 22nd. On the 17th, went just 1 for 3. And was hitless in the doubleheader. He picks up his 8th single of 2020 against Brett Folk. Sebastian Silva takes the first pitch from Folk all the way in for strike one. Still no outs in the inning. 8-1 is our score in the top of the 6th. The 0-1 to Silva. That one swung on and popped up to right. Jackson hit with a tough play. That one falls a bit short. Hunter Cole comes in to score from third to make it an 8-2 contest. Back-to-back hits against Brett Folk from Zach Wojnarowski and Sebastian Silva. Silva now 1 for 3 today. And JT Inskeep, the runner-up in the home run derby, digs into the right-handed hitter's box. As mentioned, Inskeep with just 2 homers in 2020. 2 doubles and 1 single to his credit. .238 batting average and 21 official at-bats. First pitch to him, a ball. A bit low and out inside. Now a 10-6 advantage in the hit columns for the Steamers over the Hitters. An 8-2 score here in the top of the 6th. The 1-0 to Inskeep. Taken for ball 2. Similar placement as the first pitch. So that ERA of Brett Folk gonna head back up above 2 after that earned run of Hunter Cole comes in to score from third to bring it to just a 6-run contest. Double play ball in order for the Steamers infield. The 2-0 belted down the line and left, but way foul. Runners on first and second. 2 balls and 1 strike to the catcher out of Virginia Military Institute. Inskeep takes the 2-1 low and away for ball 3. The 3-1. Fouled off down the third base line. Count evens or fills up, but still no outs. Full count pitch coming up with 2 on and none out in the inning. Swung on, that one's popped to right. Jackson Hip giving chase, backing up all the way to the warning track, makes the catch. Wojnarowski tagging at second, pulls up to third. Sebastian Silva nowhere to go at first, so the runners in the corners with now 1 away for the Hitters in the top of the 6th. Now Gulisano's turn at the dish once again, also looking to avoid picking up the hat trick tonight. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts swinging. The first in 5 pitches. Second came in just 4. Went down as the 3rd and final out of the 4th. with an average still below 200. Swings at the first pitch. That ran a bit far inside, but drifts foul out of play. Oh, 1 the count. Double play ball in order with runners on the corners for the Steamers infield. The 0-1. Slider. Taking for ball 1. Count evens up. 8-2 our score once again. Here in the top of the 6th. Old Dominion's brought 1 across in the inning. The 1-1 to Gulisano. Slider taken for strike 2. The double play puts an end to the inning with 1 out and runners on the corners. Volk checking on Silva at first. Borowski with not much of a lead over at third. The 1-2. Hit softly on the ground to Copeland at third. The throw down to first is in time. As Gulisano grounds out. It goes without debate that Aaron Copeland has the best infield arm on this entire Steamers defensive alignment, or on this team really, the best infield arm. And that time putting it on display as he bobbled that ground ball over to third. I'm going to readjust our camera briefly. I'm just realizing when Alan Brown left the studio, he bumped it so that it now completely eliminates the first base side. My apologies for that. Seth Branson in with 2 outs, and Sebastian Silva now standing on second, following the ground out from Alex Gulisano. The 0-1 fouled off the inside part of the bat. Branson now behind on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Two hits in the inning thus far for Old Dominion. 2 runs have come across to score 8-3. Now here in the top of the 6th on the RBI ground out from Gulisano. Folk looking to put an end to the inning. The 0-2. Slider in there for strike 3. Nice pitch there from Folk, slaps the glove. Hopefully a bit of confidence for Folk. After a tough start to the inning, 2 runs do come across under his watch on 2 hits. 8-3 our score as we head to the home half of the 6th inning. No errors on part of the Steamers defense in the top of the 6th. We honor our nation's veterans here at Historic Hicks Field. When we come back, the Steamers look to re-extend their lead. And they do so. Back at the top of the order, Brody Rubenstein leads off. Jaron Kaufman and Houston Wright also due up in the inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
7.
Silva's catching there. Pulls out right. Who's up first? Inskeep moved to first.
Brody Rubenstein leads off for the Steamers as they still hold a 5-run lead, 8-3 here in the bottom of the 6th, following 2 on top of the frame from the Old Dominion offense. Andrew Melnick on the mound, out of the bullpen, relieving Jacob Favor, as he's behind in the count 1-0 to Brody Rubenstein. A couple of defensive realignments for Old Dominion. Hunter Cole moves from first base out to right field. JT Inskeep moves from catcher to first base, and Sebastian Silva comes in from right to catch. As Rubenstein watches the first strike of the at-bat come all the way into Silva's mitt to move the count to 2-1. Melnick making his 6th appearance on the mound. 2 of them starts this year. Win-loss record of 2-1. 9 earned runs allowed. Well, 9 earned the only runs to come across on his watch. 15 hits, 3 walks, 17 Ks, and no hit batters. As he walks Brody Rubenstein to lead off the Steamer half of the 6th. Jared Kaufman digging in again. Kaufman already 2 for 3 today, and has come around to score as a runner twice. Has now crossed as a runner 22 times in the 2020 season. 1 runner on for Kaufman, and Rubenstein following the leadoff walk, his 2nd walk today. First pitch, a slider from Melnick. Taken low and in for ball 1. Melnick's last appearance against Edenton came all the way back on the 5th. As Kaufman calls time at the plate. Threw for an inning. 2 earned runs came across. On 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. His last outing came against Greenbrier on the 15th, in which he made his 2nd start for 4 full innings as Kaufman takes the first strike of the AB. Now 1-1 the count. Melnick picked up the victory against Greenbrier on the 15th, allowing no runs on 1 hit, 1 walk, and striking out 4 nights. Kaufman the 1-1. Rubenstein on his way down to 2nd. The pitch called ball 2. And Rubenstein in at 2nd safely. So a runner in scoring position now. Double play possibility taken away from Old Dominion's infield, with Rubenstein standing on 2nd following the stolen base. The 2-1 fouled off by Kaufman to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaufman coming into today's game with a new look, at least his facial hair, now rocking a goatee. He was very proud of the goatee as well. I like it. I think it's a good look. The 2-2 to Kaufman. Runs way far inside. Has to turn that front shoulder in to avoid getting hit on the elbow. Full count to Kaufman with Rubenstein on 2nd. Pitch on its way. Below the zone for ball 4. So Kaufman works his first walk tonight. Still 1 for 3, and that brings up Houston Wright, who's 1 for 3. Kaufman, in fact, 2 for 3 tonight with 2 singles. Wright with an RBI opportunity.
Houston Wright.
Still yet to add 1 to his total of 35. Came around to score for the 35th time this season in the 5th inning. That saw 3 runs come across for the Steamers. Runners on 1st and 2nd. First pitch from Melnick, a slider that falls too far outside the zone. Ball 1 to Wright. So Wright making his 101st plate appearance. as an Edenton steamer. He's closing in on that steamer's home run record. 16 home runs is the all-time record. Chad Sedio holding that record of 16 bombs. Right, just 3 away from tying. Kaufman, in fact, takes third on the pitch as the count moves to 1-1. So that puts runners on the corners, and I meant Brody Rubenstein moving up to third. My apologies. Kaufman still standing over at first. Right now ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike, following another slider, low and outside. 3-1, in fact, the count. 3-1 to right, swung on, fouls it off.
Foul for a foul ball. Convenient locations, Plymouth, Williamston, and Edenton.
Full count pitch. Coming up to right with runners on the corners. A walk loads the bases and brings up Alan Alonso as time called by Silva behind the plate. And readjust just a bit. Full count pitch on its way to right. Taken away. And Houston Wright works his 9th walk. And that brings up Alan Alonso, who the last time he saw the bases loaded tonight, cleared them with a 3-run double to deep center. Picking up his 24th, 25th, and 26th RBIs in 2020. First pitch to Alonso, low and in the dirt. The 1-0 to Alonso, swung at, fouled off the end of the bat, and the bottom part of the wood as well. Slow roller in foul territory. 1-1 the count to Alonso with the bases loaded and still none away. 8-3 still the score in the bottom of the 6th. Alonso fouls off the 1-1 up and over the Greenbrier dugout. Count moves to 1-2 against Alonso. One-two popped up over the infield. Inskeep drops it. That one didn't even touch his glove. But an out recorded on the infield fly rule. So Alonso out as the first out of the inning. Rubenstein comes in to score. Alonso picks up his 27th RBI of 2020. And now Tyler McPeak digs in with a single under his belt in 3 plate appearances. First pitch a ball, second pitch fouled off up and over the grandstand. Here's the count to 1-0 or 1-1. Runners on first and second. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Takes an awkward hop out of the glove of Sebastian Silva. Neither runner advances on the play. Jared Kaufman stands on second, Houston Wright on first. The 1-2. Fouled off once again. Fifth pitch of the at-bat coming up with 1 out and 2 runners on. The 1-2 once again to McPeak. Hit hard on the ground to third. Wojnarowski fields it. The throw over to first, takes a hop in front of Inskeep and gets past him at the bag. Kaufman, though, posed at the plate. Or in fact, Houston Wright comes up grabbing that left knee.
9, 10, and 2 for your Steamers. Hey, we'd like to welcome to the ballpark. Tyler Myers has family here to the ballpark. Case Commode has family. Aaron Copeland has family here. And our coach Marshall McDonald has family here. Welcome to
Kaufman, in
Historic
fact,
Hicks Field.
tagged out at third on the play. Or stepped on the bag at third, did Zach Wojnarowski. My apologies for the pause there. Just wanted to make some sense of the chaos. So the second out of the inning recorded as Wojnarowski stepped on the bag at third for 1 to record Kaufman out. The throw over to first was recorded as a throwing error, but then Inskeep with a nice throw back home to put Houston Wright away for the third out of the inning. 1 run does come across in the inning for the Steamers. No hits, however, as they still have 10 in that column. 1 error in the inning for the Old Dominion defense, however. Old Dominion still trails, this time by 6 as we head to the 7th inning. Zach Morris leads off as we're back at the top of the order. Andrew Lott and Alberto Osuna Sanchez wait. There are 2 up, 2nd and 3rd in the inning. Once again, 9-3 is our score as we head to the top of the 7th. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Put your hand down for your Steamers. From USA now, I will go to Kyle Little.
The Steamers are excited to announce the upcoming Magic 95.9 night at Historic Hicks Field. Was supposed to be tonight, but the threat of inclement weather has pushed it to Tuesday, July 28th. One lucky fan will go home with $25,000 courtesy of Magic 95.9. Mark your calendars now. You will not want to miss it. Magic 95.9 is a proud sponsor of your Edenton Steamers. Tune in every weekday morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. and listen with Bill Benjamin. Magic 95.9, the music lovers station. Kyle Reynolds comes out of the bullpen to relieve Brett Folk after just 1 inning of work. Folk with 2 earned runs allowed on 2 hits and just 1 inning of work. Reynolds with 11 innings pitched through 2020. Zach Morris, the first man he faces out of the pen, is ahead in the count 1-0. 1 win for Reynolds thus far through TSL play. 5 earned runs, 7 total to his credit. 13 hits, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts, 1 hit batter, and an ERA just above 4 at 4.09. 1-1 is the count. Pitch to Morris, swung at in the dirt. Ball's behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reynolds did pitch against the Old Dominion hitters. Back on the 22nd. Threw for an inning. Walked one, struck out two. No earned runs came across on his credit. Once again, 9-3 our score after the Steamers add one in the bottom half of the sixth. Count evens or fills up at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Zach Morris, the leadoff hitter in the inning. Two hours gone in tonight's contest. The 3-2 fouled off the end of the bat. Morris takes the 3-2 for ball 4. As Reynolds surrenders
Second base, Royal State, number 10.
his 14th walk of 2020. Now Andrew Ott digs in. Ott started his night hot. Morris on the move down to second on the first pitch. The throw from McPeak in time, but not in the best spot for Jared Kaufman as he snags it in the air, having to reach across his body. Double play ball eliminated for the Steamers infield. Zach Morris taking the lead off of second. The 1-0 to Ott. High and outside for ball 2. Morris now on the move on the 2-1 to third. On the hit and run, Morris is going to round third as Ott singles on a bloop to shallow center to make it now a 9-4 contest here in the top of the 7th. Looks like a lightning flash perhaps over the right field wall. The rain is pushing back according to my weather app. Now no chance at 10, 40% chance at 11 o'clock. Osuna Sanchez takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Still no outs in the inning. 1 run has come across on the single from Andrew Ott. Ott brings in his first RBI today. 0-1 to Osuna Sanchez. Bounced high to Copeland at third. Snags it on a snow cone. The throw down to second. Gets past Myers covering the bag and is going to roll all the way to the foul line down and right. Hip finally picks it up. Copeland with his second error tonight to push the Steamers total to 3 and put runners in the corners for Old Dominion here in the top of the 7th with 9-4 still our score. Connor Daly making an appearance from the dugout to talk things over with Reynolds. Now with 9 RBIs in 2020. After the single that brought home Zach Morris. They rule Osuna Sanchez's reach to first on a reach on an error. So Osuna Sanchez 1 for 4 today. Still no outs in the inning. Reynolds looking for the first out of the inning. Hunter Cole up at the plate in the cleanup spot. 1 for 2 tonight with a single in the first and a walk in the 6th. A fly out also to his line. Takes the first pitch from Reynolds for a called strike 1. Double play ball Back in order for the Steamers infield, but a run likely to score. Hard ground ball to first. Alonso fields it on the hop. The throw back over to Alonso is in time as the Steamers turn 2. But another run does come in to score to make it a 4-run deficit for Old Dominion, now 9-5 here in the top of the 7th. But they go from having 2 runners on and none out to no runners on and 2 away. With 2 runs scoring in the inning. First pitch to Zach Wojnarowski. And plate appearance number 4, taken for strike 1. Wojnarowski swinging and missing on the second pitch. Falls down 0-2. Wojnarowski singled and brought home a run. In fact, did not bring home a run, but came around to score as a run. Ground out from Alex Gulisano in the inning. Waste pitch from Reynolds moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 taken high. Evens up the count at 2-2. 2 runs come across. Hitters half of the 7th. 2-2, grounded, back to Reynolds on the mound. Takes just 1 step to field it on a hop, throws it over. Underhanded toss to Alan Alonso at first for the 3rd and final out of the inning. 2 runs come across on just 1 hit in the inning from Old Dominion. 1 error from Edenton, as well as their total now moves to 3 in the E column. 9-5 our score as we head to the bottom half of the 7th. Steamers due up. Aaron Copeland to lead off with Jackson Hipp waiting on deck and Adam Fine set up 3rd in the inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Pitching from Pitt Community House, number 35, Cole Taylor.
College of the Albemarle has proudly served northeastern North Carolina for nearly 60 years. COA is North Carolina's first community college with 4 campuses across 7 counties, excellent educational programs, and a strong tradition in the Albemarle region. Their real passion is transformation of their students as they achieve their dreams and grow to better serve their communities. No matter your background, whatever your goals in COA, you'll transform your tomorrow. Visit their website today at www.albemarle.edu. So after 1 inning of work, Andrew Melnick's night out of the bullpen comes to an end. Cole Taylor on the mound. Taylor appeared in the 23-7 loss for Old Dominion here at Historic Hicks on the 22nd, threw for just an inning. 2 runs came across on his watch, just 1 earned on 1 hit, no walks, 1 strikeout. 5 games played for Taylor thus far in 2020, 1 start, 7 1/3 innings of work, an 0-2 win-loss record, 10 earned runs total, 17. 11 hits, 8 walks, and 7 strikeouts with 2 hit batters to his line thus far in the year. First pitch to Aaron Copeland leading off in the inning. He's taken high and away for ball one. Copeland with 2 errors tonight. Uncharacteristic for the sure-handed third baseman, or typically sure-handed. Count moves to 2-0 with another fastball high and away. That one flying all the way to the backstop as Silva couldn't even get a glove on it. Score 9-5 following the 2-run top of the 7th. Copeland with a big swing and a miss on the 2-0. Moves the count to 2-1. Another couple of lightning flashes in the distance here in Edenton. The 1-1. Copeland reaches up and out of the zone, but sends a fly ball out to deep center field. The center fielder Branson with a one-legged jump at the warning track to make the grab on the run and in the air for the first out of the inning. Nice athletic play from Branson out in center. The redshirt freshman out of Pella City State, flashing the leather. And that brings up Jackson Hipp. Hipp 0 for 2 today with a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. One out in the inning, none on for the Steamers. First pitch to Hipp taken outside the zone for ball 1. The count. Second pitch taken for ball. Hipp looking for his first hit since the 22-8 blowout of Old Dominion on the 17th. A 160 batting average for Jackson Hipp, the Ivy Leaguer this summer. 2-1 the count following the third pitch strike. 2-1 slider from Taylor in the zone for strike 2 to even up the count. Break in the action. And it looks like this contest is going to be put on pause.
We have a delay. There's some lightning in the area.
And that is due to the lightning. Both teams will head to their respective dugouts as we take a brief pause here in Edenton with the score 9-5. Jackson Hipp in a 2-2 count with 1 out in the inning in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see what transpires as the lightning flash is creeping in a little too closely to Historic Hicks Field. Commissioner and head coach of the Hitters, Michael Dooley, coming to talk things over with the umpires along with Marshall McDonald. There is rain scheduled here in Edenton, but not for quite some time. 40% chance at 11 p.m. and a 50% chance at 12 a.m., 50% chance at 1 a.m., 40% chance at 2 a.m., and 40% chance at 3 a.m. But it didn't take me long to realize here in Edenton that the weather is as unpredictable as it could be anywhere else in probably the entire world. Obviously, the Albemarle Sound playing a large factor into how rain and storms move around Edenton. Marshall McDonald's communicating with his dugout. Our head athletic trainer, Courtney Phelps, talking things over with the umpires. The players coming out of their dugouts. And it looks like that's going to do it for that delay. The hitters heading back out to the diamond. Jackson Hipp in a 2-2 count with 1 away in the inning. So much for that break in the action. I believe Cole Taylor will get a couple pitches to warm back up. I'm going to step aside for just a moment as Taylor takes a few pitches to warm back up. Actually, no warm-up necessary for Cole Taylor, so we'll keep things here with Hip tied up in a 2-2 count with 1 away in the inning. Interesting to see if that Lightning moves any further towards Historic Hicks. Some strong winds moving out of the ballpark towards left center. Two still the count. Taylor looking for the second out here in the home half of the 7th. The 2-2 in the dirt for ball 3. Full count now to Jackson Hip. Hip, a hard ground ball to first. Inskeep a diving attempt, but it sneaks under his glove and into right field. So it sounds as though the Lightning's in fact heading in the opposite direction of Historic Hicks Field. Jackson Hip with his first hit since July 17th to put a runner on first. For the Steamers with just 1 away in the inning. They still hold a 4-run lead, 9-5 our score here in the bottom of the 7th. Adam Fine back up at the dish, and he sends a hard line drive in the air out to left. Probably the hardest and furthest hit ball from Adam Fine this summer. But it's caught in the air by Gulisano for the second out of the inning. Fine down on just 1 pitch. Now 1 for 4 today is Adam Fine.
Second baseman, number 1, Tyler Myers.
And that brings Tyler Myers back up to the plate, who has nearly an exactly similar line as Adam Fine, both with singles in their first plate appearances in the 3rd inning. Back-to-back Ks for both. Hip on the move from first to second. The throw down from Silva is in front of the bag. Tag is not in time. Hip slides into second base safely. Hip with his first stolen base of the summer. Pitch to Myers, recorded as ball 1. The 1-0 on its way to Myers. High and away for ball 2. The 2-0 now to Myers. Swung at and missed for the first strike of the AB. Runner in scoring position for Myers. Up to 6 RBIs on the season with 6 hits. Ball in the gap. Push both totals to 7. With Hip on second base. The 2-1 to Myers. Backs him out of the box. As that one falls inside. A slider from Taylor that doesn't move quite enough. Three balls, 1 strike to the second baseman in his 4th plate appearance. The 3-1 on its way from Taylor. Runs way far inside, puts Myers on first base. Myers now with 8 walks in 2020. Brody Rubenstein comes back up to the plate, still hitless tonight. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts and a pair of walks. Not 1 at-bat lasting under 4 pitches. That's a stat I'd love to calculate. How long the average at-bat lasts for Brody Rubenstein, as he's made a reputation for himself here in Edenton for really dragging out at-bats. Fouls off a lot of pitches. Really fights in each and every at-bat. Does not make the pitcher's job very easy, as Taylor throws back-to-back balls to Rubenstein outside the zone. 2-0 the count. 3-0. 3 straight balls in nearly the same place. 3-0 the count. The 3-0. Outside for ball 4. 3 walks tonight for Brody Rubenstein. Rubenstein now moves up to 13 walks in 2020. Shane Easter, in fact, leads Edenton in walks with 18. Conversation on the mound between Silva, Taylor, and the pitching coach of Old Dominion as the bases are now loaded. And Jared Kaufman, who's 2 for 3 tonight with a walk and a pair of singles, up at the plate. Two outs in the inning. First pitch to Kaufman, grounded, slowly to short. Morris with a long throw over, and it gets past the first baseman, Inskeep. 1 run comes in from hit from third. Myers comes in from second on the error. And Kaufman pulls up to second base as Rubenstein stands on third. The score now 11-5, Steamers' favor. And Houston right at the dish. They're going to give Jared Kaufman a base hit to make him now 3 for 4 today. Kaufman's RBI totals now up to 23. First pitch to Houston right. In there for a called strike 1. Kaufman with 3 RBIs tonight. His 3rd game in a row with 3 RBIs. Right reaching out of the zone on the 0-1. Fouling off the very end of the bat. Now behind the count 0-2. Right with a single tonight. In 4 plate appearances. A strikeout, a flyout, a single to left, or a single to right, and a walk. As the 2-1 runs low and inside, backing right outside of the zone just a bit. 1-2 the count. Two runners in scoring position, and right lines the 1-2 back up the middle. Rubenstein comes in to score from third. Kaufman comes all the way in to score from second. And Houston Wright's RBI total is now up to 37 in 2020. This man just finds a way to make an impact every single game. Tonight, it's by way of the small ball. 2 singles for Houston Wright tonight. And that brings up Alan Alonso, who's 2 for 4. A double and a single to his credit. 4 RBIs for Alonso tonight. 2 for Wright. First pitch to Alonso in the AB, a slider, moves nicely across the zone. Taken for a called strike 1. The 0-1 to Alonso, way outside. Silva does a nice job sliding over in front of, or behind that left-handed hitter's batting box to make the stop, keeping Houston Wright in check over at first. Even count to Alonso, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 with 2 away. Taken outside. Count moves to 2-1. Steamers have already added 4 runs to their credit here in the bottom of the 7th. 13-5 is our score. Following the 2-run RBI single from Houston Wright. 2-2 the count to Alan Alonso, following the strike on the 2-1. Taylor looking to end this inning, the 2-2. Too far inside. Slider winds up below the zone as well, fills up the count to Alan Alonso. Alan Brown waiting on deck. Had Brown up here for an interview in the third with Colin Crimminger. The 3-2 with Houston Wright on the move. And Wright sends an absolute missile out to right field. That one hits off the top of the wall. Alonso digging for second. The throw comes in. It is in time. Wright cannot come in to score. Alonso picks up his third hit of the day, but is thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double. Only 4 runs score for Edenton here in the bottom of the 7th.
7-2 for the Hitters will stay with
13-5 is our score. The Steamers
hits of 3 errors.
with 3 hits in the inning.
Bench getting strapped, middle, laying around, taking a showing middle.
Old Dominion with an error as well to bring their totals to 2. They still trail in the category to Edenton 3-2. Another lightning flash visible. Doesn't look as though there'll be any stop in the action as the Steamers are taking the infield. Old Dominion looking to chip into this lead of the Steamers. An 8-run lead, 13-5 as we head to the top of the 8th. Once again, 13-5 our score. When we come back, Sebastian Silva leads off. JT Inskeep and Alex Culisano do up in the inning as well. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Catcher will be in line, number 30, Sebastian Silva.
Kyle Reynolds back on the mound for the Steamers. After allowing 2 runs to score in the 7th on just 1 hit given up, Sebastian Silva leads off here in the top of the 8th. Following the 4-run bottom half of the 7th for the Steamers to extend their lead to 8, 13-5 the score. The 0-1. Fastball high above the zone. One below the zone. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Silva tonight, 1 for 3. Struck out in the 1st, grounded out to 1st in the 4th. And then in the 6th, picked up a single. Was left stranded at second base. 3-1 the count. 4 straight balls from Reynolds following the first pitch strike. Silva works a walk. And that brings up JT Inskeep. Big catcher out of VMI. Now playing first base. Did start at catcher tonight. A couple of defensive alignments now have him playing first. Inskeep 1 for 3. A couple of flyouts and a single all the way back in the 2nd. Takes the first pitch high and tight for ball 1. Double play ball available for the Steamers infield with Silva taking that lead off of first base. The 1-0. High and tight once again. Reynolds maybe trying to back Inskeep off the plate. 2-0 the count. Old Dominion does need to put together some offense here. As Inskeep swings and misses on the 2-0 to bring the count to 2-1. We're in the top of the 8th. Steamers brought 4 runs across in the bottom of the 7th. The count moves to 2-1. Silva with a healthy lead off of first. Inskeep watches the second strike of the AB come in inside the zone. Near the thighs. Even count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Swung on and missed out of the zone, but Inskeep will reach. Or Inskeep, in fact, will not reach because of the occupied first base. Silva does move up to second, however, on the pass ball. So no double play possibility for the Steamers infield anymore. Alex Gulisano at the dish, still looking to avoid the hat trick. 2 strikeouts tonight. Grounded out third in his last at-bat as the second out in the 6th. First pitch from Reynolds in the at-bat is swung at and fouled off up and over the grandstand.
For a foul ball, the location is Plymouth Williams in Edenton.
The 0-1 to Gulisano. Middle away. Called strike 2 against Gulisano. Tough break there from Gulisano as he was sure that one had worked its way too far outside the zone, but he's behind in the count 0-2. 0-2 from Reynolds. Way inside. Bit of a waste pitch there from Reynolds. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Steamers now up to 14 hits on the offensive end. Old Dominion at 7 after the 1 hit top of the 7th. The 1-2 to Gulisano. Reached at in the dirt, lined to Myers at second. Can't field it in the air. The throw over to Alonso at first pulls him off the bag. That's going to be listed as an error against Tyler Myers. Not on the mishandled line drive, but more so the throw over to first. As the double play ball re-established for the Steamers infield. Seth Branson at the dish. Branson also looking to avoid the hat trick. 2 strikeouts tonight and a ground out as he's 0 for 3. 1 out in the inning. Runners on second and first for Old Dominion. Sebastian Silva standing on second following the leadoff walk. Gulisano on second. Or on first, my apologies. 2-0 the count to Branson at the plate. Reynolds with the 2-0. Popped up in the air. That one drifting into foul territory. Aaron Copeland giving chase. But that one out of play. Seth Branson throwing his bat down way early in frustration. Count moves to 2-1. Branson disappointed he didn't do more with the pitch. Two balls, 1 strike to Branson in his 4th plate appearance, the 2-1. Blown outside. 3-1 the count to Branson. Reynolds a ball away from loading the bases. It's just 1 away in the inning. The 3-1. On outside for ball 4. Bases are loaded, and Connor Daly making an appearance from the dugout. That brings us back to the top of the order as well for Old Dominion as we are about to make our 5th trip through the lineup. Zach Morris at the plate with 1 out and all bases covered by Old Dominion base runners. Morris hitless today. A reach on an error back in the 1st, a ground out in the 2nd, a reach on an error in the 5th, and then a walk in the 7th. A base hit closes the gap a bit. A double could bring this to a 5-run game. Morris swinging at the first pitch. Chopper down the 3rd base line, out of play. 0-1 the count to start the AB against Zach Morris in his 5th trip to the dish. Double play ball available for the Steamers infield with all the bases loaded. Play at any base as well. Morris behind in the count 0-2, fouling off the first 2 pitches. Steamers up to 4 errors after the 1 from Tyler Myers here in the inning. Nice block by Alan Brown on the pitch in the dirt from Kyle Reynolds. The count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 to Morris. Swung on a missed, strike 3. Big second out for Kyle Reynolds.
And
that brings up Andrew Ott. Ott with his double and a single to his line today. That double coming all the way back in the 1st inning. Picked up a single in the 7th. First pitch swinging. Skies one in the air down the 3rd base line. Making its way into the foul territory by left field. Winds up out of play. Count moves to 0-1 against Ott. Ott 1 strikeout tonight. A strikeout looking in the 5th. The 0-1. Taken just a bit high. Evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Alberto Osuna Sanchez waits on deck. Osuna Sanchez with one of the 2 home grand slams hit here at Historic Hicks Field this season. Nice pitch from Reynolds. Looked like it might have caught the inside black of the zone, but instead called ball 2 as the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike with the bases loaded and 2 away. The 2-1, low, ball 3. Reynolds a pitch away from walking in a run. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 13-5 our score here in the top of the 8th frame. 3-1. In there for a called strike 2. Nice comeback pitch from Reynolds to fill up the count with 2 outs and the bases loaded. The 3-2. Bounced right in front of home plate. Brown fielding it, but the throw pulls Alonso off the bag at first. Silva comes in to score from 3rd. Lead moves now to 7. Dead ball as Reynolds loses it. And that brings up Alberto Osuna Sanchez with his team trailing by 7 and the bases loaded. Osuna Sanchez with a grand slam earlier this season here at Historic Hicks. One of just 2 grand slams hit this year. First pitch swinging and he skies one out to right. That one gets down in shallow right field. The throw coming into 2nd from Jackson Hipp. As this double from Alberto Osuna Sanchez brings in 2 more runs to make it a 13-7 game.
Just scored 2 there, right?
13-8, in fact, the score here in the top of the 8th. First pitch to Hunter Cole, called strike 1. Cole in the cleanup spot with 2 runners in scoring positions and still 2 away. Second pitch taken for a ball above the zone. The Steamers with nobody working in the bullpen down in left. So relying on Kyle Reynolds to get them out of this inning. The 1-1 to Cole. Big swing and a miss as he drops to that back knee. Way ahead of a changeup there from Reynolds. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3 runs come across in the inning on just 1 hit. 1-2, swung on a miss, strike 3. So Reynolds picks up the strikeout against Hunter Cole, but meanwhile, 3 runs come in to score for Old Dominion in their half of the 8th. 13-8 is our score. 1 hit in the inning, 2 runners left on. 1 error on part of the Edenton defense. In fact, 2 errors in the inning. 13-8 our scores. We head to the Steamers half of the 8th. When we come back, Tyler McPeak leads off with Aaron Copeland and Jackson Hipp due up in the inning as well. Steamers looking to extend their lead before the 9th. We'll see if they can do it. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Concessions are now half off while supplies last. Let's see that one down there.
There's a new center fielder, I think. There is a new center fielder. I can't think quickly, but it's not 20.
Antonio Velasquez takes over duties on the mound for Old Dominion here in the bottom of the 8th, following the 3-run top of the frame from Old Dominion's offense to bring it to a 13-8 contest, just a 5-run differential. First pitch from Velasquez has Brown turning his back at the plate as that slider doesn't hit him, narrowly escapes him, finds Silva's glove, but inside for ball 1. Alan Brown in his first plate appearance tonight came in as a defensive substitution in the top of the 8th for Tyler McPeak. The 1-1 from Velasquez. Check swing from Brown. Jeff Gardner down the first base line signals he did not go around, so the count moves to 2-1 against the catcher out of Presbyterian. 2-1 swung on and missed. Moves the count to 2-2. A high-scoring contest, but the closest of the last 3 meetings between these two teams, including tonight. 23-7 finish on Wednesday. 22-8 finish last week. Alan Brown down on strikes as the first out of the inning. So Velasquez picks up the first out, and that brings up Aaron Copeland, who drove a 2-1 pitch deep to center, but Seth Branson making an athletic grab to steal extra bases from Copeland. Copeland watches the first pitch, a slider from Velasquez, fall in the zone for strike 1. Copeland with 2 hits to his line tonight. A single back in the 3rd and a double that came as a part of the 3-run bottom of the 5th for the Steamers. Swings at the 0-1, pops it to deep right center field at the track, at the wall, but this one's off the wall. Copeland rounding second, ahead of steam. He's headed for 3rd. The throw comes in and it's not in time. In fact, gets past the 3rd baseman Wojnarowski. Copeland picks up his first triple here in 2020. And it's a 1-out triple at that. Coming into today, Copeland had only 3 home runs for his only extra base hits in 2020, but adds a double and a triple to his season totals. He's only a home run away from completing the cycle. Jackson Hipp back in. Picked up his first hit in his last plate appearance. Has to duck out of the way of a fastball from Velasquez. Throw back to Velasquez in the grass, but a nice backhanded stop keeps Copeland at 3rd. Hipp 1 for 3 with a walk to his credit as well. 1 ball, no strikes in the AB. Slider runs far inside. Hipp questioning the call, but regardless, Count moves to 1-1. Jordan Banks now playing first base, with Silva and Cole still in right and behind the plate. Hip swings at the 1-1, a slider inside that jammed him a bit. Fouls it off though into the nets behind home plate. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out, and Copeland waiting on third. The 1-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Hip down on strikes for the second time tonight. And that brings up Adam Fine, who's got just 1 hit tonight in 4 trips to the plate. Hip now with 11 strikeouts in 2020. First pitch swinging is fine, but he comes up empty on the fastball from Velasquez. Count moves to 0-1. Big lightning flash over Historic Hicks. Fine swings at the 0-1, fouls it off over the Old Dominion dugout. Count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 to Fine. Slider in there for strike 3. Fine, frustrated with the call as he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. A hat trick for Adam Fine at the plate. 1 hit for the Steamers in the inning, a triple from Aaron Copeland, his first triple of the season. They leave him stranded on base as the only runner left on base in the inning. No runs come across. We head to the top of the 9th. Still 13-8 the score. Steamers looking to end it here in the top of the 9th frame. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Zach Wojnarowski leads off for Old Dominion as they try to overcome this 5-run deficit. 13-8 our score here in the top of the 9th. Aaron Copeland looked upon to close things out for the Steamers here in the top of the 9th frame. First pitch to Wojnarowski, a ball. Copeland with 8 1/3 innings pitched under his belt. A 2-0 win-loss record. The 1-0 low below the zone for ball 2. 3 earned runs to his credit, 5 hits, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts, an ERA of 3.24, and a whip 1.080. The 2-0 swung on a miss by Wojnarowski. Copeland blows the fastball right by him to record the first strike.
Yeah.
2-1 finds the zone. Lower half of it. Evens up the count at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes to the leadoff man, Wojnarowski, and it hits him. Caught that ear protector on the helmet. And that brings up Sebastian Silva. Silva withdrew a walk against Kyle Reynolds in his last at-bat in the 8th. Silva led off that 3-run top of the 8th for Old Dominion. First pitch to him from Copeland. Runs very far inside. Copeland nearly hit his second straight batter. But Silva narrowly escaping the fastball. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. Way high. Gets past Brown behind the plate. Wojnarowski going to take second without a throw down. So no double play chance for the Steamers infield. Connor Daly coming out to talk things over with Aaron Copeland along with Alan Brown. Copeland visibly frustrated. A runner on second for Old Dominion. Sebastian Silva at the plate here in the top of the 9th. With the hitters behind by 5, 13-8 the score. The 2-0 from Copeland. In there for a called strike 1. Nice bounce back pitch from Copeland. After starting off the at-bat with back-to-back balls. Copeland checking on Wojnarowski at second. Delivers the 2-1. Popped up into shallow right. This one looking like it may fall in no man's land, but Jackson Hipp with a nice diving or sliding catch for the first out of the inning. Jackson Hipp saving Aaron Copeland on that play. Impressive defensive play out in right field. Not sure you guys on our stream would have been able to see that catch because of our limited view here up in the press box. But a nice catch for the first out of the inning from Jackson Hipp, dropping to his backside. Jordan Banks making his first plate appearance, came in as a defensive substitution at first base in the bottom of the 8th. First 2 pitches, strikes. First one watched all the way in, second one up and in, but Banks went around. Behind 0-2 with 1 out and Wojnarowski on second base. Banks down on strikes. Swinging strike 3 on the 0-2. That now puts 2 outs in the inning for Old Dominion. And Alex Gulisano, with the fate of the game in his hands. His team still down by 5. 13-8 the score with 2 outs and 1 runner on. And Zach Wojnarowski at second. The 1-0 to Wojnarowski, or to Gulisano, is popped up, straight up in the air, but it will drift above the grandstand. Out of play, the count moves to 1-1. Gulisano looking to avoid the hat trick tonight. 2 strikeouts, a ground out, reached on a fielder's choice in his last at-bat in the 8th. The 1-1, low and away. 2-1 the count. Steamers looking for their 5th consecutive win over the Old Dominion hitters and 4th consecutive in TSL play. The 2-1. Fastball runs high above the zone, 3-1 the count. Seth Branson waits on deck. Branson 0 for 3 today. The 3-1 to Gulisano. Swung on and missed. So Copeland does a nice job bouncing back after a few balls. 3-2, 2 outs, runner on second. The pitch runs too far inside. Gulisano backing out of the way. He works a walk, his first tonight. To go runners on first and second. Seth Branson up at the plate. Zach Morris waiting on deck. If Branson can find a way on base, that brings us back to the top of the order here in the top of the ninth for Old Dominion. They still trail 13-8 in the top of the ninth. First pitch from Copeland to Branson. Middle away for ball 1. Copeland with the 1-0. Breaking pitch. Catches the high out inside corner to even up the count at 1-1. Nice pitch there from Copeland. Absolutely nothing Branson would have been able to do with that pitch. 1-1. Slider too high above the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike the count to the center fielder. The 2-1 to Branson. Popped in the air down the first base line, but that one out of play as it smacks up against the roof of the concession stand. Beyond foul territory and right. 2 outs, 2 runners on, second and first occupied by hitters. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Copeland with the pitch to Branson. Swinging, strike 3. Might have foul tipped it, but went right back into Alan Brown's glove. This contest is over. Steamers move to 16-5 on the season. Their win streak moves to 4 straight. They've now picked up their 5th consecutive win over Old Dominion as the season series moves to 6-2. Steamers bring 5 runs across in the bottom of the 3rd, 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, 1 in the bottom of the 6th, 4 in the bottom of the 7th. And they finish with 15 hits over Old Dominion's 8. Steamers push their lead over Old Dominion in the top spot in the TSL to 7 games. And Aaron Copeland closes it out for the Steamers. Brett Folk, Kyle Reynolds, and Aaron Copeland coming out of the pen after 5 full innings of work from Josiah Seitler, in which he allowed just 1 run to Old Dominion. That's going to do it for tonight's edition of Steamers Baseball. The Steamers come away victorious over Old Dominion by a final score of 13-8. The Steamers move to 16-5 in TSL play, while Old Dominion's record now moves to 8-11. The season series between these two squads now moves to 6-2, with the Steamers winning the last 5 consecutive meetings. Your Steamers will be back in action tomorrow night as they take on the Greenbrier Knights for the 9th time in 2020. Edenton currently holds a 6-2 season series advantage over the Drillers after Edenton won the last meeting here at Historic Hicks back on Tuesday, July 21st by a final of 12-2. First pitch between Edenton and Greenbrier tomorrow is set for 7 p.m. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, but most importantly, stay beautiful, Steamers Nation.